Everyone, welcome back to another exciting day in this painting realm. We got a surprise book leak. How you doing today, Bill?
Good, how are you?
Good. Yeah, yesterday we got the whole Slaanesh Battletome. I don't know where, but I thought Honest Wargamer did it, and then I got the PDF from Haywo. That was great, or from his Discord rather.
Nice.
So we can do it today, yeah, and I think that'll be great. What do you
So
got?
I have a slight problem.
Yep.
You should have seen my models already, but you don't.
Uh-oh.
So let me fix that real quick.
It's funny, I was about to ask, oh, Bill, what are you gonna paint? And apparently it's crisis mode.
I don't know why that's not zoomed in. What the fuck? What is going
Oh,
on?
there we go.
Okay. Well, here we are.
You're
Roughly
painting
right.
models from the book
Good
you
enough.
wish was leaked.
What was that?
Are you painting models from the book you wish that was leaked?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
These are actually the one-page rules version of these models.
Yeah, because you got a 3D printer recently too, and you
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So
yeah,
they printed they've actually done all of the Chaos Demon armies now.
very cool.
So so I definitely got the corn ones here. Let's get a better picture of it there.
A little mix and match.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the way I'd want to do it. Yeah, yeah, he looks awesome.
Yeah,
is he just a normal bloodletter? Or is he supposed to be a hero?
He's supposed to be a hero.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find the actual hero one I have. It's somewhere. Anyway, we can move on. We'll show it eventually.
Yeah, and I guess.
Well, we got this guy. So he's a little smaller. Maybe I should have scaled him up a little bit. The head actually goes to about the same height.
Just put him on a rock.
But the horns are bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I'll be perfect.
I think it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've 3D printed a base for Archon, and actually I'm gonna redo
very nice.
all of my OBR and Soulblight and something like this. I gotta figure out how to differentiate the color for Soulblight. I want some more red in there, I think. But yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I'm redoing Archon because he's my 30th birthday gift to myself, which was yesterday. Nice. And I put him on the throne from the Soul Mason. And it's just gonna go right on the back of
Gary. I think so cool. I like that.
Yep.
One Page Rules also has Tomb Kings, by the way, and they look really sweet.
Oh yeah. I did see them, yeah.
Yeah.
One army at a time. We got the Flesh of the Courts going. And I don't know if I showed these on camera, but it's work on my flare so far. I gotta get the rider on top done, but super happy with that.
That's sweet.
Yep. But yeah. Any news to talk about before we go on? I don't think so, right? Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Nothing special.
I think they did a rules leak for Slaanesh, but we got a lot more of those, huh? To go?
Yes.
Alright. You want to just jump right into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I think it's proper. Okay. So, did you read this at all or not yet?
I have not gotten a chance to look at it.
That's fine.
One bit, so I know nothing.
Because they changed the Depravity system entirely.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure for the better. And one thing that really surprised me too is you know how most books they change the sub-factions into you get one passive and you're happy with it?
Yep.
Yeah, so they kept the Pretenders, the Invaders, and the Godseekers the same, where they have their own artifacts, their own command traits.
What?
And they doubled down and gave them their own spells.
Okay, that's bizarre.
Yeah, I did not expect that to occur.
Nope, it seems like someone totally different designed that book.
Yeah. Is this a 7.5 book? I don't think so. But, yeah. I guess, let's just talk about it, but that really surprised me. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Makes me wonder what they're going to do for Soulblight when that comes, because that was the other book. Because they changed it for slaves, so it wasn't that anymore, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's weird. Oh well. Okay.
It's very weird.
So they changed the dice for how you generate depravity. The main, you get it in two ways. Okay, I guess on the right, we'll talk about that first. Coalition's exactly the same as it's been in the other books. 2 in every 4 can be slaves to darkness. 1 in 4 can be Beast of Chaos. Fine.
Yep.
Temptation Slaanesh. At the start of each battle round, you get 6 dice. And these are just 6s. And they're called your Temptation dice. And whenever your opponent makes a failed hit, failed wound, or failed save roll, you can offer them a Temptation dice to change their roll to a 6. If they accept, that changes the roll, and you get D6 Depravity points. If they decline, they take D3 mortal wounds.
Okay.
How you doing,
How many of those
Bushy?
do you get?
Huh?
How many of those do you get?
6 at the start of each battle round. And
At the
if you
start
don't
of each
use them,
battle round. Whoa.
yeah, and if you don't use them, they go away.
All right.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
it's weird because I think, like, it's really easy to fall into the extremes here and, like, oh, that's like 6d6 Depravity, or, oh, that's 6d3 mortal wounds.
No.
But, like, it's always going to be the worst one, right?
Yeah, it's always going to be whatever you don't want it to be at the time.
Yeah.
Is the problem, right? Yeah.
So this seems like a very high skill capability to me.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, I don't know, like, in the same way that the Tzeentch cheating dice are so on flavor, I really like these for that reason to begin with.
Oh, yeah. No, it's very on flavor.
Yeah.
I don't know how powerful it is, but it's very on flavor.
I don't know. It seems like it's going to be very good, right? Because I feel like you're going to find situations where it does not matter.
Right.
Like, if they take it or not. Or, like, I can imagine, like, their big monster being on, like, 1 or 2 wounds left and you really want to summon. And then you say, okay, here, take this temptation dice, or you die.
I mean, so you have to, like, make it work for you. You have to find the situations where it's like, this is going to benefit me greatly both ways, or something like that.
Yeah.
Somehow. Yeah. Now, is that the only way you can get Depravity points now?
There's one more way, and I guess
Okay.
we might as well talk about that now.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's euphoric killers, and once per turn at the start of your combat phase, so only on your turn, start of your combat phase, you can pick one enemy unit that's within 1 inch of one of your units, and whenever you do a damage, or like 1 damage or a mortal wound to them, you get a Depravity.
Okay.
So you just, like, you pick one of your units and you get Depravity equal to the amount of damage it does this combat.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
All right, and now the $1 million question is, how much does stuff cost in Depravity points?
So there's 2 charts here. There's passives that you get for meeting a threshold, and then you have a cash out bonus.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
So your thresholds are 12, 24, 36. And
those seem very high.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Oh, okay, I don't know. Hang on. All right, let's keep going.
I mean, 12 doesn't seem that crazy high. Like, think of how easy it is to do 12 damage to something in combat, right?
True. That's true. Yeah, yeah. That ability's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. On a 12, it's -1 to hit your army. When you have 24 of them, 6s to hit cause a mortal wound in addition. And on a 36, you have a 5-up ward.
Oh, those are all very good.
Yep. That's the thing about them. They're all very powerful, right?
Yeah. So what are the cash out bonuses? Because I'd be surprised if I'd want to cash those out.
Yeah, so 18 is a demonette, or 10 demonettes, couple of the foot heroes. Chariots, Seekers, Contorted Epitome are 24. Bladebringer is like the Chariot hero at 30. Fiend with 3 models is 30. And Keeper of Secrets is 36.
Okay, and you have to spend the points so you lose the passives, right? Just to clarify.
If you spend the points, the passives go away. Yep.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's... Man.
Those passives are really good, though. Like,
yeah.
Like, a lot of time they're going to be worth more than the points. But then I guess once you start... I feel like it's like the cash out late thing.
Yeah.
Where you have lower model counts, so just getting more models is better because it's not as much of a force multiplier anymore.
Yep. Or it's just like, oh, if I spend the points, I get the objective. If I don't spend the points, I don't, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's the skill of like trying to figure out
Yeah.
when to do what, right?
And I think a very big question to ask here is how many points are you getting off the temptation dice?
Yeah, that's the question, right? Like
And
I
like
don't.
I don't know how to gauge that in my head right now, right?
So each one, in theory, gives 3.5.
Yes.
But that's only if they don't want to take the damage.
Yep. So 3.5 times 6. If they don't take the damage, is 18. And I think you can get to a. I feel like if they give you the depravity and then you have euphoric killers, you'll get to 36 in 2 turns.
But then there's the point of like you're giving them a 6 for something.
Yes.
So you're either taking damage or not dealing damage that you could be otherwise too.
Yep.
I guess there's a lot of times where you can make it. Well, so here's the thing: like if it's like against like a screen, right? They'll just be like, "Yeah, I'll take damage, whatever. I'm not giving you depravity points."
Yeah.
If I get something big, you're probably fighting with your big thing, and now suddenly you gave that big thing a 6.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That seems sketchy at best.
Yeah, that's hard to gauge. Like, it doesn't seem great on the surface, but I have a feeling that like it's better than it reads, right?
See, at first it reads like wow, that's a lot, and then you think about it, it's like actually I think that's not a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know, but 6 every battle round is kind of a lot. But you also need to have like 6 opportunities to use it.
Yeah.
And in situations where it makes them not like the option presented, because it can actually just hurt you too, right? Like,
Yeah.
this one's so weird to
I feel
analyze.
like the best way to get mileage out of this one is like units that have multiple attack profiles. Thinking and like trying to bank on killing something and then giving them the save roll on the first of the profiles, right? And like hoping that like even if they take the temptation, make the save, that your next set of attack dice will be able to push through anyway. While they're thinking, man, I really need to live. Or you give them the temptation dice against your screens that you think are gonna die anyway. Right?
Say that again, sorry.
Actually, think about it this way: like, what if you give them the temptation dice against your screens that you know are gonna die anyway? And they're like, okay, do you want to take D3 damage killing my screen, or do you want to give me summoning points?
Well, that's a good point.
That might actually make it better, too, to use it like that.
Yeah. So maybe that's how you do it. You gotta.
I think a little bit of both. Yeah.
Out there type of thing.
I feel like it's a little better than it reads, but I have so much trouble gauging the power of that right now.
Yeah. So I guess the question is, do we have good screens in this book?
There's a lot of units.
Okay.
I don't have the points written down yet, so we're gonna have to like scroll back and forth, unfortunately. But I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
But yeah, I don't know. You have some good stuff in here, from what I remember, but I didn't really commit a lot of this to memory yet.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But I don't know. I think in like Sunny Day scenario, you're hitting them for 6d3 mortal wounds, or you're getting to your 5-up board as early as turn 2. But I think it's so easy to play around with that.
Yeah. Yeah, oh no, it is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's definitely a skill level on both sides of this ability.
Do you think you get 36 on turn 3 easily?
On turn 3?
Easily? Yeah.
So I think first battle round, you might not even get to use many of them, potentially.
You do have a lot of shooting in this army.
That's true. Yeah, I get shooting is actually another really good avenue for this, right?
Yep.
Because like shoot it with a bunch and then go, hey, you can make your save if you want. Here you go.
Yep.
And then otherwise they take a bunch of mortal wounds, or you just get depravity points.
Yeah.
That's actually interesting because it's like, do you want to take the damage, or do you want to take? Well, it's like, do you want to take 1 damage and give me depravity points, or do you want to potentially take 2 damage?
Yeah.
And then you can just kind of ruin someone's day with that. Yeah, that's actually maybe where the real power of it is. This is tough to
I don't know. This seemed insane, and then real bad, and then real good the more we talk about it.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, whoa.
And I feel like there's like 1,000 things we're missing.
Oh, yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's situations, too, where it's like... And like you said earlier that you have to like get them there. But like, how many games have you had something like on one wound that needed to die that didn't, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like you can really abuse that, like, desperate. That's probably where you're going to get most of your power out of this, is out of opponent desperation.
Yeah, you somehow... But they... See, the weird thing is they always need to... They can, in theory, always give you... Or do the thing that you want the least, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like, will they, though?
Yeah, so you got to use it when both options are terrible for them.
Exactly, right? Yeah.
Yep.
You need to be gaining either way and make it difficult for them to make that decision. Or just you're happy with whatever they pick. It's like, yeah, go ahead. You can pick either. I don't care.
Yeah, that's why I think it's going to be really good on screens and shooting.
Yeah.
Because you're either going to push damage through or get summoning.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, interesting.
All right, yeah, so no idea how to evaluate this. Got it. All right, what's the next thing?
I think it's good, is my final
answer. Yeah. Oh, you're going to get value out of it, like, right?
Yeah,
you can...
yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
All right, and then we have the 3 sub-factions. We have the Invaders, the Pretenders, and the God-Seekers. So the Invaders, I think they used to be about movement. I think they still are. And, oh, no, actually, that's God-Seekers. Invaders are the ones that all of you... So in this one, all of your generals, or all of your heroes are generals. And in addition, whenever you pick a heroic action on a 2-up, you can pick another hero to do a heroic action.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. I think for, like, as far as this one's mind goes, like, it's not your picked general, so not everybody can get it. So only your picked general can still get it, but...
Okay.
I think never, like, being on the... Always having the extra command point from having your general on the table. Like that lore master effect and the 18-inch range commands. That's powerful.
Yep.
Oh, that's fine.
Yep.
And then, escalating havoc. So this is a heroic action that your invader heroes get to do. And basically, you go to your command traits that you already didn't take, and then you can give them a command trait from that list.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So... that makes the command traits better, not that they're, like, toolboxy.
Right.
Which I've always... like, the Skaven had something like that, and I've always loved that one.
Yeah, I like it because they always make the ones that are, like, so situational, right?
Yeah.
And then to give you a way to actually use them in the correct situations is very nice.
Yep. I agree. Let's see, and what are the command traits here that you can choose from? So, there's best of the best. Add 1 to the attack characteristic of this general's melee weapons while they're within 6 of a different hero. So, if they're within 6 inches of a hero plus 1 attack, doesn't specify enemy or ally hero, so I think either.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. That's fine. Glory Hog. At the end of the combat phase, if an enemy unit were destroyed in that phase and this general is on the battlefield, you receive 1 command point. Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm going for eye for an eye. I won. I get a command point. Would you do that ever over the 4-up? Probably, right? I mean, you could do this in addition to the 4-up.
So that's what? So it's at the end of the combat phase, right? You get a command point?
If any enemy unit was destroyed.
So half the time that can only be used for, like, Inspiring Presence, right?
I guess it could carry over if you went first in the battle round.
Yeah. But, right, that's the other half.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so half the time it really doesn't do anything.
Oh, I'm never picking this.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just talking about, like... You're probably picking Master of Magic or some shit, right? And these are just, like, your heroic actions that you can tilt into.
Yeah, right.
That's how I'm reading it, anyway. That's how I choose to read it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right. Yeah.
No, I agree.
And then the
I see
last
what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
last one. At the start of the combat phase, you can pick one enemy unit within 6 inches of the general. Until the end of that phase, add 1 to the hit rolls for attacks made by that unit, and subtract 1 from save rolls for attacks that target that unit. Okay. So that's like a cool one to tilt into, too. You're like, I really need that dead. This is the throwaway hero that I don't care about. I'm going to give him this heroic action. He's going to run in, and I'm going to get +1 to hit, and he's going to have -1 to saves.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Why does it say but? Hang on. Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by that unit.
Oh, the enemy unit gets.
Oh yeah, no, they get +1 attacks, right?
Interesting. Okay, that.
But they get -1 to save.
Oh, it's that OBR sub faction that we think's terrible.
Yeah, exactly. The Ivory Host.
Yeah, you just get to thrust the Ivory Host upon your enemy.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking radical.
Can you imagine writing an ability where it's like you can either choose to have it yourself or force it on your opponents?
Yeah.
That's kind of funny if you ask me.
Oh, I like it. Yeah. That's like versatile though, you know?
Well, no, but you can't actually use it on your own.
No?
Because it says enemy unit only here.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not actually. So I when I was saying that, it was like, imagine writing an ability, right? Mm-hmm. Where in one book you're like, ooh, I will like playing with this ability. And in another book you'll be like, ooh, I really want to give this ability to my opponent's things. I don't know. It's just a weird thing to me.
Maybe they just took our feedback. They're like, oh, right, that is terrible.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that is terrible. Oh, that's actively bad even. Yeah. Oh yeah, why don't we let you give that to somebody else?
I do kind of think it's a missed opportunity to have it not pick a unit, because that could be really techy.
That could have been really cool, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a missed opportunity, but...
Yeah, instead it's just opponents. But...
Yeah, these are all terrible command traits.
They are very
great heroic actions.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. And I think that was by design.
Probably, yeah.
So I'm fine with that, yeah. Good stuff. Artifacts?
Well, sort of.
Yeah. Well, sort of, yeah. Oh, it's gonna be hard to be like, oh, which one was your favorite? Because there's like so much involved here, you know?
Oh yeah, these are old school style. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Rod of Misrule. Keep track of the number of unmodified hit rolls of 6 and unmodified wound rolls of 6 for attacks made by the bearer in each turn. Ugh. The end of the battle shock phase. If the total is 6 or more of the bearers on the battlefield, gain 1 depravity. Alright, next.
For 1 depravity point, you have to keep track of all the 6s? Oh.
That's terrible. Oh my god.
Oh my word.
Dude, that's how you get prisoners to talk. You make them play with that artifact.
Dude, for real. What the hell?
For 1 depravity.
They're basically making you inflict pain upon yourself. Like, I guess it's on brand at that point.
I don't know why this wasn't like each time you get a 6 to hit or wound, you get a depravity point.
Dude,
at the end of the phase, if you rolled a 6 to hit or wound, you get a depravity.
Yeah.
At the end.
Dude, if I was playtesting that, I feel like I would have realized it was bad after like a single time of like, oh my god, this is abysmal to try to use. Yeah. And like that's the end of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like the designers really wanted to have 2 here for some reason. Okay.
Yeah.
That's laughably bad. Okay. Icon of Infinite Excess. Once per battle at the start of your combat phase, you can say the bearer will plant the icon. If you do so, add 1 to the attack characteristics of weapons used by friendly Hedonites units on the battlefield until the end of the phase. Okay, Nighthawk have something like this, but it's units wholly within 12. And this is just on the battlefield. And I think this is the way it should be written. Like, if it's a once per game, just do it.
Okay, so we messed up that last one, by the way.
Yeah.
You have to keep track of it over the course of turns, and then eventually it procs, and then you get 1 at the end of every battle shock phase from then on out, as long as he's still alive.
Oh, okay, so as soon as you hit 6?
Yeah, as soon as you hit 6, you basically can stop counting, and then you just get a depravity point at the end of every turn.
Oh!
I think that's how that works. Am I right there?
All right, let's go back. Okay.
Yeah.
At the end of the battle shock, if the total is 6 or more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it doesn't
okay,
speak
you're
for
right.
that turn, right? Yeah.
All right, I thought I had to count each turn, and then at the end you reset it. But no, you don't.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even think it. Yeah. So I think it's not as bad.
It's not as bad to keep track, but
yeah.
okay.
I still don't think I want it.
That's a terrible artifact, still. I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just like slightly less cumbersome than I thought, but only slightly.
It's still annoying, like, you know.
Oh yeah, like, and the fact is, you're probably only gonna get what, one around. So when are you gonna start getting what are you gonna get, like maybe 2 depravity points out of this the whole game, and that's if he survives or they survive.
Yeah, and it could even just be like, I don't know. It could have been easily written like, once his unit has hit combat, do it. You know, because that's really what the 6s to hit and wound mean, right? They want you to get in the action.
Right. And I'll be honest, that could have read gain 1 depravity point every turn that this hero's on the battlefield, and I might not have taken it.
Oh no. No.
So putting all these conditions on it too is like, okay.
Okay, we had it slightly wrong on the original read, but it's still bad.
It's still bad. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I was fixing that while you were reading the next one or thinking about it. So
that's fine. But the next one is just like once per game, your whole army has +1 attack.
I could see that being very good.
I think that's great. Like, I think that's exactly what you want a once per game relic to be, right?
Yeah, that's actually a cool one, as opposed to like, and it doesn't say on a 2-up you get +1 attack. Yeah,
this is like that's actually as super good as the last one is bad, right?
Oh yeah, no, that one is really good.
Yeah,
that one's.
And I love that it's not a range.
I'm having my turn now. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what artifacts should be.
Yeah.
Let's see, the last...
Like, something that makes things interesting. And that makes it very interesting, I think.
Yep. It's just table-wide. I love table-wide effects. They're fun.
Yep.
Alright, what's the last one? Beguiling Gem. Start the combat phase. Pick one enemy hero within 3 inches. The Baron roll 3d6. If it's greater than the hero's bravery... Oh, here we go. Subtract 1 from the attack characteristic of that hero's melee weapons until the end of the phase. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
You gotta beat the bravery.
You gotta beat the bravery on 3d6, so that's not too bad.
Oh, it's at the start of the combat. Okay, so you have it. It's not even like a once per game, so that's better.
Yeah. That one's okay.
This is
annoying, but okay.
Yeah. Because I thought this was once per game at first. Yeah. That was the death of that for me.
Well, it is enemy hero, so it's actually super situational.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's still the death of it, but... I mean, I can't imagine taking one of the first or the third one over the Icon of Infinite Access, right? Like...
Yeah.
They made, like, 2, like, kind of garbage abilities, and then one that's just, like, holy bananas.
Yeah. I mean, -1 attack. That's a pretty powerful. But it's only on heroes, so it's not that crazy powerful. Like, that's way better on units, right?
Like, you might subtract, like what, 4 attacks over the course of the whole game with that?
Yeah. I guess in, like on the average crazy scenario, you hit something with 4 profiles. I can think of a few, right?
Yeah, right. You could do that, right? But, like, if you figure, like, the hero you're probably getting in combat with has, like, maybe 2.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's going to fail sometimes. Like, about half the time, probably. If it's, like, you know, Bravery 10 heroes, which is pretty common.
I think, hilariously enough, the Keeper of Secrets has 2 attacks, damage 5, with one of its weapons. And getting hit with this... Like, that's one of the best examples of a hero you can hit. With this ability, right? And it's in its own... It's
probably the best one, yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of funny.
So it's probably not, like, too bad, but it's not, like... I'm not, like, super excited about it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's a reasonable take, I would say.
Yeah. It's certainly not as bad as that first one.
No. That first one's just... I don't know what they were thinking.
What a dumpster fire that one is.
Yeah, but this one's fine.
Yeah.
I like it.
Fine. Yeah.
Icon of Infinite Excess, though, the +1 attack. Table wide. I'm going with that.
Yeah.
Every time.
I'm taking that one.
Yeah.
gimme.
Mm-hmm. Alright, and the spell lores. Lash of Slaanesh. Value 6, range 12, pick one enemy unit. Roll a number of dice equal to the number of models in that unit for each 5 up. Subtract 1 from the attack characteristic that unit's melee weapons. Excuse me, what?
Casting this?
It's like a horde clear. Except for instead of damage, it's -1 attack.
What the fuck?
So is that just like Slaanesh's identity?
Dude, that is insane.
I like that though. Yeah, like I imagine most hordes like that are big enough to really get affected by this. Actually, no, never mind. That's not even true. What was I gonna say? I'm thinking like if you had a unit of 5, right? Like you're probably gonna give it -1 attack. You could give it -2 attack.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if there are 3 attacks base.
I guess it depends on like how much you want your stuff to be like in combat range, which is basically what 12 inches is, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to do. Actually, it is quite hard to do. Like when I was playing Beasts against you, like I had a very hard time being within 12 inches for my spells and stuff.
And that army had like a forced movement of 3d6.
Yeah, and like I still had a hard time doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, this is like rewarded for the double, I guess.
Oh, for sure.
Or
it is,
like,
yeah.
Or I guess it's a defensive tool, right? Like you know something's gonna come into you. They hit your screen. Your turn. And then you like, hit them. Yeah.
Like, you jump them and say you're not attacking this turn. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Powerful. Okay.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Pavane of Slaanesh. Casting value 6, range of 12, pick one enemy unit, and roll a number of dice equal to the unit's move characteristic. For each 5 up, subtract 1 from the move. Huh.
So you subtract their move by about a third?
Yep.
Okay.
Not bad.
Range 12?
Range 12. So, a little bad. Do you want the spell portal with this sub-faction? Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, maybe. That would help a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, this is all still one sub-faction. Oh, my word.
Yep.
What did they do to this book?
It's weird.
It's very weird. But okay. Dude, this book is gonna take us forever to go through, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll try to punch through it. Alright.
Because we're still the first, holy crap.
Yeah, move by a third, range is small, and you want the spell portal to get maximum goodness out of this. Okay. Next one, Hysterical Frenzy. 7, range of 18. Pick one enemy unit and roll equal to the unit's bravery characteristic. For each 6, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. So if you pick a death thing on 10 dice, so 2d3. Okay.
So
interesting.
What's that like? You could call that like an average of 4 damage on a death thing.
Yeah.
Like, being a little generous, I think.
Yeah. That's interesting. I've never seen anything punish high bravery before.
Yeah, right? I kind of like that, actually.
I'm into it, yeah.
Because that's not normal for sure.
It's really good at punishing heroes, too.
Oh, it definitely
higher bravery, yeah.
Yeah, they usually have that, yeah.
Range is good, casting value is high.
Casting value is high, yeah. And I didn't see any way to increase casting. Unless the units have it.
I guess Master of Magic, everyone always has that, but that's boring. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Everyone has that, yeah. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's pretty good overall, I think.
Yeah, just like hero powers and debuffs.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
They seem to have an identity there.
Yeah.
Like in my brain, it's like it's kind of cohesive.
I really like it, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Pretenders. This one was always my favorite one. And like I guess they each have like a different reaction to Slaanesh being missing. Invaders are like just pretend she's there, do what you can. Godseekers is going to look for her. And then Pretenders is look at me, I am Slaanesh now.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So what do you get for being a pretender? The model picked to be your general is a Pretender's hero. You receive 3 command points instead of 1 if they're on the battlefield. Okay.
That's a lot.
Plus 2 commands. I like that. Wow, okay.
No, that's not plus 2 commands. That's plus 4 each battle round, right? You're
right, yeah. Yo, and check this next one out. This is the part I do remember. So, the model picked to be your general is a Pretender's hero. They can issue the same command up to 3 times in the same phase. If it does so, each command must be received by a friendly Pretender's unit. No command points are spent the second or third time.
You have infinite command points.
Yeah, and you can, like, save stack, all-out attack stack.
Oh, it doesn't even say different unit?
Oh, no, I mean, I guess, like, it's different units, right, but...
Oh, okay.
You can just put it everywhere.
Yeah, you can just literally put it everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, can you only do that once? Did you say only once? Or can you literally do it for the next point and the next point? Oh, no, you can only issue 1 command.
Yeah,
right.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you can only do it once.
Yeah. But you can do,
Still, like, holy crap.
You can do redeploy for 3 things, and then alt defense for 3 things in the same turn, you know?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's the same phase. So, yeah, you can actually just, like, do a ridiculous amount of different things in this turn. Yeah. You can unleash hell with 3 things.
Yeah. So people are like, oh, OBR is like identity is how many relentless disciplines they have. Well, you can do it like this, too.
Yeah, no, seriously, though.
This thing's
they
really
did something different here.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if they shoot your hero dead, you're sad. But we're in a season to protect against that, but... Oh, this army's in desperate need of a bodyguard rule,
huh? Yeah, seriously.
Alright. Let's see what the command traits are. So, add 1 to hit and wound rolls for the general while they're more than 6 inches from all other friendly units. I don't love that, but maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Monarch of Lies. Each time an enemy unit receives a command within 6 inches of that general on a 5-up, it is not received. The command point that was spent to issue is lost.
Oh, the thief. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, you look at the Nurgle helm. That's just like, they just can't do it. I'd rather that. And like, Lady Ellender has this for free, and it's fine. But like, spending a slot for this, I don't like it.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
And then Strength of Godhood. The general issues a command to a different friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh unit. Till the end of the turn, improve the Ren characteristic of this general's melee weapons, and add 1 to the damage characteristic of this general's melee weapons. Ladies and gentlemen, we found a winner.
What is the balance between these fucking things? They're like, we need 2 garbage ones, but here's a good one to balance it out. What?
As far as I'm reading this book, you have 1 in each.
You do?
Yeah. Your choices are which post you want, yeah.
Dude, this smacks as a 2nd edition book so hard.
Yeah, it really does.
Like,
holy shit. Well, that's
we're back, I guess.
Let's think of the artifacts. At the start of your hero phase, pick 1 enemy unit on the battlefield. For the rest of the battle, while that unit is within 6 inches of the bear, attack characteristics. Wait. For the rest of the battle, while that unit is within 6 inches of the bear, the attack characteristic of that unit's melee weapon is 1. Oh!
Wow. Alright.
Wow!
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Dude, you could just, like, literally nuke something.
Yeah, okay, so what's our most survivable hero?
All hell.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I'm gonna find a Star Ram, I'm gonna Mystic Shield him, I'm gonna launch him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, here, go next to that thing over there. I mean, it won't be able to do anything anymore.
Okay. Alright, that's a one you take.
That's an ability.
Yep. Wow! Okay, at the start of the combat phase, for the next one, roll a dice for each enemy unit within 3 inches of the bear. On a 5-up, the strike last effect applies to that unit until the end of the phase. Oh, that was
not
like
bad either.
The passive that the army used to have, and then they got rid of. Okay.
Okay.
And that's an artifact? Wow, yeah. Do you ever play against like the very old like second edition Slaanesh book where like it was like on a 4-up you got strike less, but if it was a greater demon it was on a 2-up, and like
No, I
you
never.
just march in like keep lords of, or keepers of secret and just dish out strike last on 2-up and an AOE like every
Oh,
turn.
jeez,
Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah.
yeah. So limiting it to one, I get it. On a 5-up, that's a little swingy.
Oh, it's very swingy. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's gonna like win games when it works. But just take
Oh,
the
yeah,
other
for
one.
sure.
I guess the other one you still have to pick a hero or a unit, and then you have to like chase it down, so it's like hard to use. But the payoff is insane for that one. Okay.
Yep.
And then the last one, Breathtaker. Pick one of the barrier's melee weapons. Any model in that unit is slain by an attack made with this weapon. All effects that would be triggered when that model is slain are ignored. Do I care about that?
No, that is situational as all hell.
Will I care about that after the next 3 books come out? I don't know.
When you're fighting Corn specifically, you mean?
Well, Korn has
Yeah,
like
maybe.
a death trigger, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Stormcast does. OBR currently does. On one subfaction that doesn't see play. Interesting.
It seems like it most of the time does nothing and sometimes does a little something, and so I'm never picking that.
Yeah. I just
Right.
wonder if that's like indicative of the design space they want to take in the future.
I hope not. That sounds awful. Oh, you mean like give more things death effects?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That sounds fine.
Yeah, that's all I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Oh, right now
sure.
it's garbage. Don't take it. But
No,
like,
I thought you meant like is this ability indicative of things they want to do in the future? It's like I hope not. That's just like that's awful.
yeah. Reminds me
Yeah.
of like Armor of Sithai, like it shuts off 6s to hit trigger something. But
Oh
like,
yeah.
I like the design space of like nullifying like a stacks piece on a certain effect on the dice. I do like that. Yeah. I like it. I just don't think you need it right now.
If instead of having to pick all your stuff to start the game, if artifacts and command traits could be picked like before the battle began, like so many of these things would be very interesting.
Yep.
But they're not. So
Yeah.
they're very uninteresting instead. Right? It goes from like could be super cool part of the game to literally nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is why I would love to see a world where you pick enhancements and like before deployment.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, to be fair, it would add more time to the game.
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time it would add a very interesting point to the game. That is very like strategic and like you could really think about like all of these different options that you have available to you and like who they're good against.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see both sides on it, but
yeah.
Again, yeah.
Or like maybe you could only like maybe you had to pick like so many to like bring with you, right? Like pick 3 to start like at list creation and then like you get to take one. You get to pick the one you want, like
or what if that was like a triumph? Is like if you have the triumph, one of the options is you get to switch your artifact before the game.
Yeah, something like that'd be cool.
You'd have to build for it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway,
we went on a tangent here. Let's go with the Spell Wars. As far as those artifacts go, I don't know. The Scepter of Domination seems the easiest to use. Crown of Dark Secrets has the highest payoff. Yeah, I don't know. Which one do you like?
Yeah, the Crown of Dark Secrets seems the most interesting.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, spells. Soul Slay Shards. Casting value 5, range of 12, pick an enemy. And roll 2d6. If it's greater than the bravery, the unit cannot issue or receive commands to your next hero phase. Yeah. That probably won't see a lot of play. 2d6 on a bravery. Really good against some armies, really bad against others. Yeah.
Yeah.
Phantasmagoria. Casting value 5, range of 12, pick one enemy. A lot of range 12 in this book.
Yeah. That makes it really difficult to use.
Yeah. Till your next hero.
Like range 18 is like a lot better.
Yeah. Like, so crazy better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so range of 12, pick one enemy unit. Till your next hero phase, each time that unit is picked to fight, you can pick one friendly Hedonites and Slaanesh unit within 3 of that unit. That friendly unit can retreat. What? Okay, so you pick the enemy unit, and you debuff them.
By
And then when they
allowing
fight,
your
you
guy
run
to
away before they
retreat.
fight.
There has to be a better way to word that, right? Like,
Oh yeah, there must, yeah.
there has to be.
Is that a good ability? Like, that's super good, right? The range is short, but
yeah, I think it is. But maybe these short ranges are better in this book because you're not trying to go forward, you're kind of staying back more and getting attacked. Maybe the short ranges are okay.
Yeah, these seem like defensive, like...
Yeah.
You set up your screens, they hit your screens, and then you, like, pick them apart. That's what this book feels like to me right now.
Yeah. It kind of does.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe that has something.
Yeah, this is definitely great with the Lord of Hubris. That thing's insane when we talk about that guy later.
Oh, I don't know what that is. So.
It's the new Slaanesh hero. But we'll talk about him when we get there, but... Yeah, this seems really good.
We'll keep that in mind for that.
Yeah. It's like you just take the enemy hammer, you keep your guys spread out, and then he charges into something, and then you run away. Wow. What's the last one? Born of Damnation. This spell has a casting value 6. Successfully cast, roll 6 dice. For each 4 up, you receive 1 depravity point. I get it.
Yeah.
Phantasmagoria is the one I'm definitely taking. I guess when we read their units, we'll figure out how many wizards we want in this army.
Yeah.
And if we want like a couple, like this is definitely like I could see if you have like 2 or 3 wizards, I would see you wanting to like power this out every turn.
This is for sure the easy pick, right?
Yeah. I think the power pick's Phantasmagoria.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, I like this one the best so far. As far as sub-factions goes, this seems super good right now.
Yes, it definitely does.
Okay.
How many of these sub-factions are there, by the way?
3.
Okay, alright.
So we have 1 more to go. Don't worry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I was just curious if they literally just made this book like just absolutely enormous and made 6 of them or something.
Nope.
No, I'm not concerned about it, just curious.
Yeah. I'm just concerned that my throat's gonna give out before I am done reading all these, huh?
Yeah, no, for you I would be, yeah.
Alright, Godseeker. So, reroll charges for friendly Godseeker units while they're wholly within 12 inches of a Godseeker hero. Okay. That's kind of like free command points, right?
That is, yeah. If
Good
you
ability.
want to do something very specific, but yeah.
Yep. Now let's see. Maniacal Hunters. At the start of the battle round, before the players receive their starting command points, you can move up to D3 Godseeker units that are more than 3 inches from enemy units up to D6 inches. They must finish outside of 3 of enemy units. So a bunch of free movement.
Yep. So this is the very obviously aggressive subfaction, right?
Yeah. What this seems like to me is like you have things that pin, and then you have things that zone.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's aggressive, not in like necessarily trying to kill you, and like trying to make it very difficult for your opponent to score primaries. I think is the true power here.
That's fair.
Yep. That's a good design space, I think. Let's see.
Yeah.
What do you get? Traits of the Supreme Seeker. Strike first effect applies if this general made the charge in the same move. Okay. I like that's really good on the Flesh Eater Court's Terrorgeist guy, right? Or just strike first in general. It's a powerful rule.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think we have some really good melee beat stick heroes. So that'll be good there. Speed Chaser. If this general makes a charge move, you can pick 1 enemy unit within 1 inch of the general. And roll a number of dice equal to the charge roll. for that charge move. For each 4-up, that enemy unit suffers 1 mortal wound. Okay, so they got ogre charges.
Yep.
That's fine.
So that's these are the kinds of things that are making me think that this is like they're trying to get you to attack with these guys, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I just think you have like 2 very deliberately different pieces.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have your general and like a couple of his friends that absolutely like slam ham, right?
Yeah.
And then you have like a bunch of guys in the background just denying space.
Yeah. No, that's very true.
Yeah. So like yeah, that's great. And then the last one, monster only. Enemy units within 3 inches of this general cannot make pile-in moves. The general made a charge move in the same turn. In addition, add 1 to the attack character, so general's melee weapons if they made a charge move in the same turn. That's the obvious pick to me.
Wow. Okay.
Right? Because you just like charge the edge.
Yeah, you charge the edge and go. You get basically. So what it reads is like minus 2 attacks from all of your guys. And then I also get to hit you harder. Get fucked.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah. I guess the counterplay to that is like you charge the side, and then you pull the ones close to them and pull them out of combat, so you're not actually tying anything up with that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's probably fine. I don't know. That just seems like a really good pick to me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the take here, easily.
I think easily.
All right.
You make like a huge ass beat stick, like man said, like on a Keeper of Secrets or something, and then you just go crush something, and they can't really fight back.
Yep.
And then you just keep doing it.
Yeah, this is radical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is great.
So all these seem quite powerful so far.
I'm still living firmly in the Pretenders, but let's finish this one and see.
Yeah.
Cameo of the Dark Prince. Once per battle at the start of the hero phase, you can say the bearer will gaze upon the cameo. If you do so until the end of that turn, the bearer can issue commands to friendly Hedonites or Slaanesh units without spending any command points. Okay. That's a cool relic.
Yeah. Cameo of the Dark Prince. What an interesting name.
I like that a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Serenity Voice Box. Once per battle, at the start of the combat phase, you can say the bearer will play their melody. If you do so, until the end of that phase, subtract 1 from the attack characteristic of melee weapons used by enemy units within 6 of the bearer. Okay, there's a lot of sources of -1 attack in this book. Have you noticed that too?
Yeah, I'm getting that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are different sub-factions, so like you can't actually stack them so far. Right?
Yeah, but it's just like, it's nice that... Because I feel like if one of them had it, it would be like, okay, that's the obvious choice.
Yeah, but everyone gets like a little bit of something.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's a great compromise, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. And then last one, Bear can fly. In addition, Bear is eligible to fight in the combat phase. They're within 6 inches of an enemy unit instead of 3 inches, and they can move an extra 3 inches when they pile in. Okay, that one.
80 pile in.
Yeah, why did we read the other 2?
Well, the interesting thing about that is, like, if you want to charge, that's not actually charging, so you wouldn't get the other bonuses, too. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah. I guess, like, because you can get multiple artifacts. And this is, like, on your zoning guy that you're, like, moving D6.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, why did you read the other ones? I don't know.
Okay, that's powerful. But you're right. It's anti-synergy. Almost.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I think it's for the part B of the plan. Okay, interesting. Let's see what the spell lore is. Alright. Paths of the Dark Prince. Casting value 5. Roll 3d6 instead of 2d6 when making a charge with the caster. Great. I think the Chariot is a wizard. At least the Keeper of Secret is. So just make
Keeper of Secrets himself is a wizard?
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, this is great. Everybody likes 3d6 charges. Alright, let's see. Progeny of Damnation. Casting value 5, range of 12. Pick a Hedonites to Slaanesh unit within range and or wholly within range invisible. Your next hero phase, if that unit finishes a normal move, run or retreat within 9 inches of any enemy units. Those units cannot receive the redeploy. Okay, so what's that unit? The Shaiish Warband from Slaves of Darkness, Unmade. They have a rule very similar to this that shuts off the rally and redeploy. And that has been proving instrumental in a lot of these alpha lists where like you're trying to hit something and then they just try to redeploy, but instead you just run that thing up and then they can't run from you. So having this be on a unit that's a caster, or like on an allied unit, that can be anything you want it to be, I think makes it extremely more powerful.
That makes a lot of sense.
Than having it on like a chaff thing. But like that does fill in your battle line. And like spells can be denied.
Right.
But I don't know.
That's still pretty good though.
I think that's a great spell, yeah.
Yeah.
Like this army kind of falls apart if like you're trying to charge one thing and it redeploys way too far.
Right.
I guess when I mean this army, I mean the God Seekers.
Yeah.
If you're going all in on one thing, and this just like lets you do that. That's a good rule. That's a great spell.
Yeah, you can like rely on it at that point.
Yep.
Because you'll know like whether or not the by the time you're like ready to make your charges, you will already know if that ability is working.
Yep. And you know, if you don't need it, just like Mystic Shield then.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great toolbox option to have for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then Slothful Stupor. So this sounds like a debuff. Casting value 7, 12, pick one enemy unit. Until your next hero phase, the move characteristic of that unit is 3. And all run and charge rolls for that unit are treated as being 3. Oh my god. Dude, there's some really powerful stuff in this book. Like,
the weird thing is it's like you have to be within 12 of them, I guess, but
yeah.
But I'm sure you can find a use for that one.
Yeah, you know how like they make the joke that like you can't bring Teclis without the Umbral Spell Portal, you can't bring Thanquil without the Bringy Dingy. Like you can't bring Slaanesh without a mirror, it seems like right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you can just go, that thing over there? Yeah, no. He ain't moving.
Yeah. Oh, and look, man, that's a good point about the 3d6 charge. You can't declare a charge within 18 inches with the spell. It doesn't say that. But I'm almost certain that's probably going to get FAQ'd to say so, right?
I would guess it would have to, because that is a really weird... Like, if that's intentional, that is a really weird difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that being said, I probably wouldn't try to make that charge outside of 12 anyway, because it's still kind of unlikely, but...
Yep. So, probably not, but I'm guessing that they're going to change that in the FAQ.
Yeah, I would guess that as well.
Yeah. Grand strategies. Electman, if you read any of these and you think they're good, let me know. I'm not going to, but I'll keep it here if people want to screenshot it. You know how we feel about these. Yep. And then battle tactics. I didn't read any of these either. Actually, the grand strats aren't too bad. I hate the battle tactics book specifically.
Yeah, because it really makes it easier for some people to do than others.
Yeah.
Just totally arbitrarily. Especially when they give more points. Yeah.
I don't think there's any of that. No.
And the funny thing about it is they can't even be like, well, we balanced the book around you having better battle tactics, but like worse units or something.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you think they could do that, but then that just like cuts out like anyone who doesn't play with that phase of the game, and because you're like doing narrative or something. Stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, it's just all weird.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some good units. Keeper of Secrets. I know that they were insane and then they struggled. Let's see if we think they're good now. Oh, I guess... Here. Before we read these, I'm going to take a picture of the points on my phone.
Perfect.
Because I didn't copy these down yet. Hold on.
Yeah.
Forgive the behind the scenes, everybody. camera. Cool. Keeper of Secrets, I believe, is 400. Yep. Whoa. Okay. So, move 14. Okay, that thing's fast. Okay. And that degrades. So, you can pick the whip, the hand, or the shield. Yep. And then outside of that, you have 4 attacks, 3 threes, minus 1, 2. 2 attacks, 3 threes, minus 2, 5. Okay. It's a 2-cast wizard. 16 wounds, 4-up save. Once per battle, in the combat phase, if any units with this ability are on the battlefield, you can pick one Hedonite or Slaanesh unit that is fully within 12 and has fought for the first time. That unit can fight for a second time in that fight phase, and it gets strike last. Okay, so it gives anything the fight twice thing. Okay, that's a fair way to do that. And it's not even necessarily himself, so you can pick like your very, very powerful hammer.
Yep. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like the double combat tampered by strike last. I know that makes it much weaker. Because then they can react to it, but like that's fine. We don't need to be doubly as good.
Correct.
Yeah. And like this used to be just like a command ability it had, similar to like the Flesh Eater Court Feeding Frenzy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if in the last book it was like that, but I like the way that rule's written. Let's see, Living Whip. So, in the combat phase, pick one enemy within 6 inches on a 2-up, subtract 1 from the attack characteristic. Oh, okay, so your Keeper of Secrets can also subtract from the attack characteristic too.
Oh boy.
Yep, within 6 inches, so it doesn't even necessarily have to be in combat. Okay, I like that. So let's see what your other options are.
On a 2-up?
Yeah.
2-up subtract. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Ritual Knife, Sinestra's Hands are both like a low profile damage, but Ritual Knife, the end of combat phase, pick an enemy model within 1 inch, and on a 2-up it suffers a number of mortal wounds equal to the roll. Oh, so it's like the Lady Ellender stare at the end of combat instead of the shooting phase. That's a good rule.
Yeah, that's very good.
I remember Sinestra's Hand used to be the choice once upon a time. So what it does now is at the end of the combat phase, if this killed any enemy model, you heal 3 wounds. If it was a hero, you heal 6 instead.
Oh. Is that still the pick?
Oh. And then the Shining Aegis is a 5-up ward.
Those all seem very good.
Yeah,
and those are honestly. Are those all mutually exclusive with each other?
Yes. So you have to pick the shield. You have to pick the 5-up ward, the heal 3, the D6 damage at the end of the combat, or the minus 1 attack.
Okay. Which one do you think is best?
The Shining Aegis is the... I think the 5-up ward will get you more mileage than the heal 3.
Most likely, yeah. And it's preventative.
Yeah.
Which is kind of better, I think.
The Living Whip's like... I'm hoping what the case is it's based on the unit, or the army you're going for.
Right.
And like, I feel like in Pretenders, you probably want the Shining Aegis or the Sinistrous Hand. Mm-hmm. I think in something else where you're like hiding behind a unit, you want the Living Whip. And then like Godseekers, you probably want the Ritual Knife.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
All right. Let's see. What else does this guy do? Okay. So hit
one thing.
Oh, go ahead.
A real quick tangent there.
Yeah.
What I don't like though is that it is like different, like based on which army you want, but like it's modeled, and like Games Workshop in theory expects you to model it correctly.
Yeah.
And I hate when that's a thing.
Yeah.
Especially for like huge models like this that are like very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, I can't do all of them reasonably. I don't know. Anyway.
I like, yeah. Financially, it's tough, but...
Yeah.
I don't like it when it's just like, oh, this is the obvious take because it's obvious, you know?
Yeah, some part of me actually does like that because it's like
Financially better.
yeah. So it's like kind of a weird thing. Like normally in my games, I'd want the rules to be diverse, but when it like starts doing that kind of thing, where it's like it's almost like you have to pay to use the other abilities, it feels a
Yeah.
lot worse.
And I'm sure somebody will say magnetize them.
Yeah, but
But
that's a lot of effort too, and it's not like it's not free.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's
ran
fine.
over.
Yeah. So delicate precision, unmodified wound rolls of 6 cause a number of mortal wounds equal to the damage and the attack sequence ends. Okay. I can live with that. That's pretty good actually. Dark Temptation. Once per turn at the start of your combat phase, if any friendly units with this ability are on the battlefield, you can pick one enemy unit within 3 inches with this ability. If you do so, your opponent must choose whether they resist or gives in. If it resists, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. If it gives in, you get D3 depravity. Okay, so this is like another source of generating depravity on top of your other things.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so let's see. I imagine that you're giving them depravity a lot of the time instead of taking D3 mortal wounds. What do you, if you're playing against
Probably.
that, what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would think so. Let's see. And then Cacophonic acquires its spell, range of 6, casting value 6, roll 2d6. Each enemy unit within the range that has a bravery character is less than the roll suffers D3 mortal wounds. Okay, so it's like an AoE, beat their bravery, deal mortal wounds. You're probably casting the lore spells that you picked before this. So I don't really value that much. What do you think of this guy at 400?
Hmm.
I'm not
It's
sure.
very. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I just
Like
feel...
it could be absolutely super good, but
yeah.
it has a lot of wounds. Kind of mediocre save though. Moves real fast, which is good.
Yeah.
Brackets nicely. Only the 2 attacks on the Impaling Claws is like, but I mean it does 5 damage, right? So,
Yeah.
but threes like you're on average hitting less than one of those a turn without any buffs.
Yeah.
So that's kind of weird.
There's some buffs around, but like, I think it's a little bit more survivable than it reads because his army seems like it's loaded with -1 attack.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. Like I feel like you got to see how the buffs play into it as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
I'm not sold that this is great right now, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know how it's like the Gua right now is playable, but it's not like amazing?
Which one?
The Great Unclean one?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I feel like it's that right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of where you want it to be, right?
Yeah. I don't know. How would I build this? Like, hmm. If it had ways to get like +1 attack regularly, I think I'm so in.
Yeah, but that's not really their thing, right?
No, I didn't see much of that. Yeah.
Yeah, their thing seems to be give your opponent the -1 attack instead.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if we saw anything, to be honest.
For +1 attack?
Yeah, did we?
We saw one, which was like the once per
Oh,
game
yeah.
table banner.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, not regularly.
Oh, actually, was there one in that last group that was
Invaders?
that was plus? Yeah,
Let's
I
see.
feel like there was. Was it plus? Oh no, it was +1 damage, right?
I think it was. Yeah. Oh yeah,
But +1
Pretenders.
damage on this guy's actually pretty good too, because he has a bunch of different.
Yeah.
He has more attacks, right? So.
Yeah, this seems like a great Pretenders unit. Yeah. You give him the Strength of Godhood. Because he can issue commands. He gives himself +1 random damage. And then the +1 attack banner. Interesting.
Were the Pretenders the last ones? They were, right?
+1 attack. Oh yeah, add 1 to the attack characteristic of this general's melee weapons if they made a charge.
Oh, there you go.
There it is. Yep. Okay, so there's play in all of them.
You can probably build into this thing being a beat stick.
You run 1 at most, it feels like, right?
Yeah. I think it's 1.
Yeah.
You're running 1 and you're trying to buff them to the 9s, and
yeah, interesting.
That's the thing you're doing. But yeah, then there's they do have a bunch of like different survivability. Let's keep going and see what other the units do.
Let's talk about the named one, Shalaxi. Hellbane. Yeah. Yep. So 16 wounds it looks like. It's hard to see its cut off. It has the whip. Its weapon is D3 plus 3. And its claws are 5. Okay, so basically 4 attacks at around 5 damage. With a lot of rend. Oh, this thing's 420 points, by the way.
Only 20 points more?
420. Yep, 20 points more.
Yep.
Nice. Alright. Moves 14. Okay. Living whip. Oh, it has the whip and the shield.
Oh, wow, okay.
Alright, the 2 ones that we thought were really good. Okay.
Dude, is this thing insane, actually?
Subtract 1 from hit and wound rolls that target this fella. Okay. So in the last few books, this thing sucked.
Wow.
Like, a lot. But, like, okay, so they added a lot. Unmodified wound rolls of 6 do mortal wounds. Okay. Start of the enemy charge phase, you can pick 1 enemy hero within 12 inches unit and more than 3 from any other friendly units. If you do so, your opponent must choose whether that hero accepts or refuses the challenge. If they refuse, that hero suffers D3 mortal wounds. If they accept, that hero must attempt a charge and finish the move within a half inch of this unit. If they cannot, they suffer D3 mortal wounds instead. Oh, so wow.
You just target something like 12 inches away and say, come at me, and then they're like, I can't do it, and then they take damage?
Yep.
Or you like go, you can do it, come to me, I'm going to kill you now.
Yeah. And like you just put her right in the middle.
So hang on,
all you need to do is like put her behind a screen, and then they can't land within a half inch of her. So in the enemy charge phase, D3 mortal wounds, yeah.
Okay.
I'm reading that right, yeah?
I think so.
Must finish a charge move within a half inch of this unit.
Must. Okay. Oh, they don't have to. Well, they don't have to choose to do it, but then they just take the D3 mortal wounds anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so you're just throwing out damage like crazy with this.
Okay, so hang on. So is the answer with this, like, do you actually run this and one of the other ones? Because you can buff the other one, and then this one already has everything you want?
Interesting.
Like, is that the play?
Right? Minus 1 to hit feels like it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like this thing rules. I think you bring this one or both. Like this just seems way better. We're not even done.
I think you run both. I think both is like you buff the other one with a bunch of random stuff that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And then you also run this one. That seems pretty cool.
We're not even done yet.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Oh, okay, so at the start of the combat phase, you can pick 1 enemy hero within 3. If you do so, all the attacks must target that hero, but the damage of your spear is 6 instead of D3 plus 3. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep. And then Refined Senses is a casting value 4. Till your next hero phase, add 1 to hit and wound rolls for attacks made by the caster that target an enemy hero, and add 1 to saves for attacks from enemy. So you get +1 to save versus enemy heroes too. Casting value 4.
Okay. Dude, this guy's great.
The only thing I don't
Am I wrong? It doesn't have a lot of attacks, I suppose.
It's only 4 attacks. But Ren 3 and 2.
I guess it does only... Yeah, it is only 4 attacks, right? So, like, those can just fail and you did nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It feels real bad.
It does.
Let's see.
Or it can spike super hard and you just demolish something, right?
Yeah. It gets +1 to hit and wound pretty easily. Versus heroes only, but that's still powerful. Ren 3 and Ren 2. It doesn't have the double combat ability that the regular keeper has. So that's a liability.
But the regular keeper can target this one.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Oh, and I don't. It was cut off, but I don't see any like. You can't. It's not locked into a Pretenders or something like that, right?
Oh, it might be.
Yeah.
But you actually don't really care about those abilities. Like,
well, I'm just thinking the banner that's +1 attack. That's like your army wide gets +1 attack. Like this thing gets double taps into that. And there's like a turn where you like double combat it with a keeper, and then you have it on the same turn where it has +1 attack. Right?
Yeah, there's combos here, I think.
Yeah.
If they work, but we don't know right now.
Shalaxi.
Oh, I guess we could check. They don't usually change those things. I guess we could check what it currently is, right?
Yeah. Let me pull up my phone real quick.
Yeah.
Let me find that. Yeah, sorry guys. I wish I knew more about this army going into it. Your opponent can keep their hero out of range. Yeah, this thing moves 14 though.
And like it depends on like who you're fighting too, right?
Yeah.
Because if it's an opponent that also wants to do like some kind of hero hammer, right?
Yeah.
Like,
also,
this is a nice counter to it.
Also, this is like this season has a bunch of 3 objective things that incentivize a hero to be on the point. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And also, if they're not within 12 inches of an objective that this thing's on, you don't have to deal with them. So it doesn't matter that you can hurt them anyway. I'm into it. Where are you? Shalaxi Hellbane. Shalaxi was not locked to any of the sub-factions before.
Ooh, so probably isn't now as well, if I was to guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can do whatever we want with this.
Yep.
It seems pretty good. It can just do no damage, but it can also do a whole hell of a lot of damage.
I would try this.
Yeah, I would definitely run.
I think there's
and I definitely like running this and the other one too.
Yeah.
Like I think that could be very potent.
Yeah, I guess we gotta see like how much the battle line and stuff costs, right?
Yeah, sure.
But I don't know.
I mean, you can usually always run like 2 monsters.
Yeah, I just think the -1 to hit and wound it is like an insanely
That's for everything,
powerful
right?
buff.
Like that's just no matter what's targeting it, it's just -1.
Yep.
That's like incredibly good defensively.
I mean, I've seen Dryads like tank Chosen with that, you know?
Right.
And Dryads suck, and this thing doesn't. So
yeah, like that brings like a normal 3-up to 4-up 4-up, right?
Yeah.
And 3-up 3-up is like almost a 50, not quite a 50% hit rate. It goes all the way down to a quarter with that debuff. Like that is, you're losing hits, a lot of hits.
Yeah, and an army that's like dishing out -1 attacks.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you combine those two, and like, how do you kill this thing? I mean, you probably can. Like, I mean, let's be serious.
It's got a 5-up ward too, you know?
Oh, it does. Yeah. Like that is very defensive.
It has its own source of -1 attack.
Oh, no, I don't even remember what that is.
The whip.
Oh, it's just like a 2-up. It just gets it, right?
I don't know. I don't know what more you want from this.
That is
at its point cost.
This is almost an anvil.
Right?
More than a hammer.
Yeah.
But it definitely doesn't lack for damage.
No.
You know, it can hit pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'd be very tempted by this if I played this army. Alright. I think we spent enough time here.
Well spent, though, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Sinessa and Distressa? I forget which one was the good one before. I think. It doesn't matter. Let's just read them what they are now. So Sinessa is 9 wounds, 4-up save, 1 ranged attack, War Master, a 1-cast wizard, Actually, Shalaxi, War Master? I've missed that, because that changes it too. Shalaxi is not War Master, so that makes it a little less good, but that's fine. So this is, though. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks that target this unit. Okay, this is a crazy debuff army. Holy shit. Pick one enemy unit within range. Your opponent must roll a dice for that unit. If it rolls less than that unit's save characteristic, that unit suffers 6 mortal wounds. And if the roll is greater than that save characteristic, they suffer 3. So you just have an 18-inch range shooting attack. Pick a thing. Roll a dice. If it's less than the save, 6 mortal wounds. If it's more than the save, 3 mortal wounds.
So if it's equal to the save, no mortal wounds.
Equal or greater, 3 mortal wounds.
Oh, equal or greater. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought they were doing something clever there as a way to like make it do none, but no.
Nope.
No, they were just like, that thing takes at least 3 mortal wounds, maybe more.
That's a great shooting attack at 18 inches.
Dude, that's pretty fucking solid.
Once per turn, this unit can issue a command to a Hedonites unit on the battlefield without the command point being spent. So infinite range command. So it's got like that bastion thing. That's super cool. I think it always has that though. And then casting value 6. Pick one enemy hero visible to the caster and roll 3d6. So infinite range, just visible.
Okay.
If the roll is greater than the hero's bravery, add 1 to hit and wound rolls for attacks that target that hero until your next hero phase. Okay, that's interesting.
You know what this army feels like? You know what vibe I'm getting real hard? I mean, it makes total sense. Why? It feels like an elf army. Like, real hard.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
Just like,
yeah,
you are going to go against it, and you're going to be like, what the heck are you doing? It's like, I have no idea, like, why I suddenly can't hit you at all. And it's like, you're going to have such a hard time evaluating what your opponent can actually do.
Yeah, this rules, man. This army seems great.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
It seems very frustrating to play against.
That's true.
Very frustrating to play against. But it's going to be great. Like, for the person running it, like, holy shit. I think. I mean, I could be totally wrong, I guess, but
so this
it seems crazy.
Or 275 points. Or just 270, rather.
Is this book just going to be, like, a ton of really cool stuff that
is super
kind of can't die, but, like, you don't get much?
I'm guessing.
Is that what it's going to be? So it's going to be, like, kind of really swingy, like, when someone actually can punch through?
Yeah, probably.
That's probably how this is going to play.
Yeah. Yeah, because everything... Oh, we're only, like, 3 War Scrolls in. But this thing
so it might not
something.
Even be, but...
Yeah.
How many points did you say this was?
270?
270?
So that's kind of a lot, right? Is awful.
The what?
The attack profile? 2 attacks, 3 threes, minus 2, 2. We missed that. Wow, that's terrible.
Oh, that's a bit... So this is just a support piece.
Yeah, this is just like you issue commands for free and you have that really good shooting attack.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I mean, a good shooting attack makes up for stuff, but...
And
it's
yeah, I guess you pick it's only heroes, though, that you get a +1 to hit on. You know, if it was like any unit, I'd be like, okay, there's something here.
Yeah.
I'm not sold.
No, I'm not sold either.
No.
That seems like a lot of points for, like... It's almost like you're paying a ton of points for being tricksy, but it doesn't actually play the game.
Right. Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And which one's this? Dex Chessa? This one's 270 as well. Okay. So, it's got the 4 shooting attacks, 2s, 3s, -1, 2, and then the same awful melee profile. These are like giant monsters. That's insane to me that these things aren't even like half as good as like an 80-point goblin hero.
Right?
In combat. That's so weird. Oh well. I'm gonna put that to the side. Okay, what do you do? War Master can run or retreat and still charge. Okay. After this unit has fought for the first time, at the start of the battle round, add 1 to the attack characteristic of this weapon. For the rest of the battle, the effect's cumulative. Okay, so you need to fight, and then you get +1 attack. So if you fight on turn 1... You can get up to 6 attacks with this thing. Okay, I don't care. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks that target this unit. I guess at the start of each battle round, so you could get +8. 10 attacks, 3s, 3s, -2, 10 for 270 on the last turn. That's a lot of work for for an okay thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. And then the Spectre of Slaanesh. Do not take battle shocks wholly within 12 inches of this unit. In addition, once per turn, this unit can issue a command to a friendly Hedonites or Slaanesh demon unit without a command point being spent.
There's a lot of free command points in this. Like, holy crap.
Yeah. Was the other one mortals? No,
what was
the other
that?
one was both. Okay. Man, I don't like these. Like, I know they're like pretty decent support. They're very expensive and horrible damage.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I mean, maybe you just don't run. I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't know what they were thinking when they're designing them. Like, maybe, am I missing something? Like, it just feels like they have so little attacks. Like, I know the second one can grow an attack, but you have to get it into combat, like, turn 1. Hope they don't kill your 10 wound 4-up save thing. And then hope it grows into a threat. But, like, even with, like, best case scenario at 10 attacks, it's not that threatening.
I mean, the first one's just really good at just taking out heroes, right?
Yeah, because you can just shoot them with that staff.
Yeah. I mean, is that good enough?
I think the 6 mortal wounds on that stick, sometimes 3, that's probably good enough. With the command point being spent and also being a wizard. I don't know.
Oh, actually, you don't even need to. Did you say you needed to target a hero with that staff? You don't actually have to.
You need to target a hero with the spell, is what I meant.
Oh, okay. I probably just misinterpreted. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. How do you feel about these? Do you see yourself taking either one?
Potentially busting through like a really good save, right? To hitting with that staff, like for that many mortal wounds, like that's a decent amount of mortal wounds, right?
Yeah, 6 is a lot. I would even say, yeah.
Is it roll? Roll is less than the unit save characteristic. Okay, so it's hard to do for a high save guy. So you're probably only going to hit him for 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know.
It's solid, consistent damage. I see Sinessa. I get it. I do not get Dex Chessa at all.
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay. That's a shame.
Yeah.
Missing anything? Okay, yeah. Yeah, Dex Chessa is garbage. Sinessa lost her Lore Master ability and went way up in points. Sinessa could cast 2. I had a bonus cast. Yeah, I don't know. These are either like 210 point heroes to me. You know?
Yeah, they're just too high where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you can give them -1 attacks and whatever. Yeah, let's just move on.
Yeah. We spent too much time there, it seems.
Yeah. Infernal Raptress has like the 2 shooting profiles, a close range a bunch attack, long range 1-shot. Okay damage. Casting rolls for enemy wizards within 24. So, yeah. If they successfully cast a spell, they have to reroll it. And if the reroll is a double, or one of the dice rerolled is a 6, that wizard suffers D3 mortal wounds after this spell happens. That's interesting.
Wow.
That's pretty good, right?
Dude, that's not once per turn, is it?
No, that's just wizards within 24.
You just kind of move it into 24-inch range, like probably like what second, third turn, right? And then they just. I mean, they're gonna have a real fucking hard time casting.
Are like 18 inches away. Yeah, so second or third turn, yeah.
Pretty easily. Like 24 inches is pretty good range too. Like that's not nothing. And they can't move right to start.
Yeah.
So you can just put it in range and then be like, tough shit.
Yeah. For D3 mortal wounds. Okay. So some good chip damage.
Well, you do a couple things here, right? Like, you make them reroll successful casts.
Yep.
All successful casts, which is crazy to me. Right?
That can sometimes be a liability to you, though.
Like, if they roll higher and, like, get a better thing?
Yeah, if they, like, get Mystic Shield with a 6, and then they reroll it into an 11, you're going to be bummed.
Well, but it goes the same the other way, right?
Yeah, but it's not always upside, is all I'm saying.
No, I think it is always upside, right? Any successful cast, they just have to try again. And, like, that number that they rolled the first time just doesn't matter.
Right.
Right? Like, you don't even need to think about that number at all. It's just, they're going to roll again. So basically, if they succeed in casting, there's like a % chance that they're going to succeed in casting. And if they do, they just have to roll again. It's like, that first number is like an illusion, right?
Okay.
It doesn't matter what it was.
Pretend it doesn't happen, you'll be happy.
Yeah, because, like, it's basically just saying, like, because an equal amount of time they'll have rolled a 12 and you could never have done it, right? And then they roll a 6 and now you can. And so it's like, it balances itself out. But now they're going to fail some amount more times. And so it's actually all upside, I think.
Okay. It's only 120 points, too.
Dude, that thing's better than the other guys that we just saw.
Yeah.
This thing's actually, like, really sweet, I think.
Yeah, like...
To be fair, some people don't run any wizards. It happens.
Yeah.
It does nothing. But some people, like you, run a whole fucking lot of them, and that's going to hurt a lot.
I mean, even if it doesn't run wizards, it's got, like, range support.
Yeah.
Escalation Champion, it can do, like, objective stuff.
Yep, exactly.
I think most people have a wizard or two.
Usually, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I like this. Seems
you can
enough.
summon this thing? No way,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
I think 18 points.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
You should...
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Yeah, this thing seems great.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, and the mask. I heard this thing was nuts, though. Let's see. How many points are you, the mask? 140. So I believe they're a unique character. At the start of your hero, so they got 6 attacks, 3s, -1, 2. Start of your hero phase, you can either add 3 to the attacks characteristic, or heal up to 3 wounds allocated to this. Okay.
Wow, 9 attacks?
9 attacks going in.
What?
It can run in charge, moves 10.
That's fast.
After deployment, but before the first battle round begins, you can remove this unit from the battlefield, set it up again anywhere within your opponent's territory more than 3 inches from all enemy units, in a 4-up ward.
Oh, it just has a 4-up ward?
Yep.
What the heck is this?
So 140 points, you just put it in your enemy's territory. Or you can just redeploy it after. Yeah.
Yeah.
But before the first battle round begins. So you'll know who has the first turn.
Yeah. What? That thing's so weird. How do you screen that out? You don't.
Yeah, this reads is very powerful to me.
Wow.
But I feel
and
like
only 140 points, like, I'm running that every time, I think, for 140 points.
Yeah.
Like, that could do so much damage.
So I feel like if you know you're going first, you just pop it in, and then make them spend their first turn dealing with it.
Oh, yeah.
You're probably
going to absolutely slaughter something in the process.
Yeah.
Right? Like, just like in all, like, you have extra command points here, you just all-out attack this thing, and you hit for that many more, right? Like,
yeah.
That just seems easy. Like, wow.
And, like, honestly, too...
Oh, yeah, and you can use it for the Depravity thing? Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, because you can just give it 9 attacks, and you fort Killer's turn 1. That's your enabler for turn 1.
Yeah. Dude,
so,
that thing's
it can allegedly replace itself, right? Like, you go and you kill something, and then you, get your Depravity points from it. You make them make some saves with it.
Yeah.
It dies. You use the 18 points to summon another thing.
Yeah.
And they spend their turn dealing with it. Okay.
Okay, that thing's nuts.
That's the best thing in this book so far.
I think so, right? Like,
yeah.
Are we crazy?
Well, it just seems like the worst case scenario, you kill something and you throw it away.
Yeah.
Or if you know they're going first, you just like set it up to counterpunch.
And you could always like target something you want, right?
Yeah.
Target like you can just target their like 140-point screen, and then like, look, you made your points back.
Yep.
Right? Like, I think that's just really good.
Yeah, or if they have just like a fast, cheap unit for scoring.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No. You just go and you chop it up, right? Like,
that's probably where it's best at too, anyway, right?
What was that last bit?
That's probably like the best use for it anyway, right?
Yeah,
you're not killing anything reasonable with this turn one. Like, you're not killing a giant unit with this.
Dude, this thing's sweet.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, and like makes them deploy all fucked up too, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. I don't even think you know what? I think it's to the point, because it's within 3, that you don't even try. I'll be honest. You don't even try to deploy correctly for this, because like you're gonna miss something. Or it's just not possible.
Well, I just think
I don't know.
You're gonna have to like pick some units that are like, if I lose this, I'm in a lot of trouble.
Right.
And they're gonna have to be like protected. Yeah. Very well, right?
Yeah. I mean, okay, to be fair, it's only red 1, right?
Yeah.
So you almost keep like the things that are like really powerful on the outside, because it's not going to punch through this.
Mm-hmm. What's that like, hero in Siege that was like, oh, this is really cool against Iron Jaws and other fast armies, because you can like set it up within 12 and stop all of their like double movements crap. Oh, the Changeling, right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, and like that thing just sucks, but it's like really good against those armies, and like this thing's great, and also really good against those armies, and much cheaper.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's a lore seeker. Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. I like this thing.
Excellent. What a time to be alive.
All right.
Yeah, so these are the Chariots, Bladebringer, and Hellflayer. I'm not sure. This is where like my demon knowledge falls apart. So what's a Hellflayer? Okay, so that's just a Chariot. It's battle line if Bladebringer is the general. Okay, so it's Bladebringer. A fistful of attacks with decent damage. 6 attacks, 3 spores, -1/2. 6 attacks, 3 spores, -1/1. Okay. 1 cast wizard. How many points are you? Bladebringer on a Herald. That's 260. 9 wounds, 4 up save. And Hellflayer's 130. Okay.
Wait, the first one's 260 and the second one is 130?
Yep.
Wait.
Wow. Okay. Soul Scent. So, at start of combat phase, roll a dice for each enemy unit within 1 inch. On a 4-up, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. In addition, for each 4-up, add 1 to the attack characteristic of this unit's melee weapons until the end of that phase. The enemy unit has 10 or more models. Both of the effects of the ability trigger on a 3-up instead.
Dude, that's a lot of damage, right?
Yeah. So it's each
that's
unit
a lot of damage.
Within 1 inch. So it's probably 1 or 2 at most, right?
On a 4, each enemy unit. Oh my god. Okay. Way less insane than I thought. All right. Yeah. I read that as each model within 1 inch, and I was like, holy crap, that thing's
10 or more on a 3-up.
It's insane. All right, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
But still,
if it has a Hellflayer nearby, you add 1 to that roll. So if you're hitting anything of 2-up, or 10 or more models, it's on a 2-up for +1 attack and D3 mortal wounds. Okay. Oh no, the spell's really good too. Pick an enemy unit with an 18 on a 5. Add 1 to wound rolls for attacks that target that unit.
Oh, it has a spell. That's why it's so much more.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Well, it has a spell and it buffs the Soul Scent ability too. So. Like,
this is a hero. Oh, that's weird. I'm not used to Chariots being heroes.
Yeah, I guess they always had them. Yeah.
Is the Hellflyer a hero too?
Nope.
Okay, so that's the non-hero
So
version.
so
Okay,
basically
that's
the
fine.
chariot with a demonette or a herald on it.
Okay.
And
That
then
makes
the
sense.
profile is the same except for the hero on top. And you're
Yeah, got
spending
it.
140 points for the hero, basically.
Yeah.
Who's a
That makes...
spell, who buffs the ability. So you probably bring one of the heroes and a bunch of the chariots. That's kind of cool.
Problem. Yeah.
Yeah. And like +1 attack on 3 profiles, that's fun.
Yeah.
I like this. This is
It's
fun.
not bad. It seems fragile.
Yeah. I just feel like everything in this book is going to be super fragile. And the way to make it not is to just make everything -1 attack, and you're just going to have the ways to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
I think you yeah. Some of them also have like the debuff attached to them, so like I think you're only going to be able to debuff so many things, so like they could kind of catch this one out, you know? But like maybe that's just play. Maybe you just have to be good and not let that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the skill in it.
I don't know, this book seems really weird. It seems like normally when you just throw one unit out to fight and die, that's terrible for you. But it feels like this book is designed for you to do that, to trigger euphoric killers to get a bunch of your depravity points, which will then give you like the -1 to be hit, the extra damage, the 5-up ward.
Yeah,
it
that's
feels
true.
like you're trying to
those
feed them
all...
one of your units at a time, right?
It's almost like there's like a play pattern you have to follow, right?
Yeah.
To like make the most of it. And I think it starts with the mask, turn 1.
Yeah.
And then like you kind of continue somehow from there. And there's like a thing you got to do, and it's...
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know all the pieces because I haven't played with it, but it feels like that there's a way to like chain everything together nicely into like one smooth package.
It's also possible that the demons are pointed at a cost that they're only logical as summons, and you bring mortals.
Possible.
I mean? Yeah.
That would be very sad if they did that.
Yeah. Because these seem like fine, just a little overcosted, you know?
Yeah. But you know what, it probably... Remember when we saw Nighthaunt, we were like, oh man, they overcosted all these, but then like, the Legion's abilities more than make up for everything.
I'm sure they will here too.
Right.
I think
they will.
On Nighthaunt too, even. Or like
what was that?
I think we said that on Nighthaunt too. It's like these things suck, but like the Legions and the ability to bring everybody down to your level makes them really good.
Oh yeah. That's what I was saying there.
Yeah. I think that's what it is here.
I think so.
Actually, 130 for like move 12, 14 attacks. Even if it dies, like that's fine.
Yeah, like the second one is like more attractive, but the first one's a spellcaster too, and there's some cool spells in this that you want to be close for like the 12-inch range, right?
Yeah. And there's a sub faction that lets you like move them D6. That's kind of cool to get your 12-inch range closer.
I think this is part of, what is it, the Pretenders that do those things? This seems like a Pretenders unit. What was that?
Godseeker's the movement one.
Oh, Godseekers. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Pretenders like the triple command.
That's right.
Yeah. Which is probably like a keeper of secrets.
Yeah, so this seems like a Godseekers unit.
Yeah. I agree. Alright, cool. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, we have another chariot. And another chariot.
Dude, how many chariots do these things have?
I guess a lot. I didn't realize that. Bladebringer? Oh, I guess this is the Hellflare. As opposed to the Exalted Chariot. Oh no, on Seeker Chariot, which is 210. And then Seeker Chariot is a different unit. So what's the Seeker Chariot do? They can retreat and charge. And after they make a charge on a 2-up D3 mortal wounds. The Herald still has the same spell. They add 1 to the Seeker Chariot's mortal wounds. The hero does.
Dude, like man said, it's 6 chariots. What?
Oh, I guess it's 3 chariot types, and then the hero or not the hero.
And the hero and the not hero? Oh my god.
Okay, so the first chariot does AoE mortal wounds. This does impact hits and can retreat and charge.
Okay.
But then the spell that they have is the same for the Herald, which is the +1 to wound. And then the Herald increases the ability of the chariot. So the last one made it on a 3-up, and this one makes it do 1 additional mortal wound.
Okay.
Okay, so that's simple.
Yeah, okay. When you think about it like that, yeah, it's...
Yeah. Oh, and then I guess
I'm sure it's
skipping
pointed
the other
very
chariot.
similarly.
That's fine.
What was that?
Wow. Okay, hold on. This PDF changed sizes on me real fast.
Oh boy.
Why has it done this to me?
I don't know. Oh god. I just saw it happen.
Yep. Alright, we're good.
Okay, cool.
Alright. Selesky?
I'll see you in a second. Yeah.
Okay, what do you do?
Oh, no, it's fine. Go ahead.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what Selesky does here. So what are your points first? 215. So it's the Mortal Demon, 1 caster, War Master. Okay, if the number of friendly Hedonite / Mortals units wholly within 18 of this unit is equal to the number of demon units within 18 of this unit, add 1 to hit and wound rolls for attacks made with these melee weapons by Hedonite units within 18 of this unit. Okay, so...
I don't. Yeah, can you parse that for me?
So, you have to have an equal amount of demons and humans. If you do, 18-inch bubble of +1 to hit and wound. So it's a list building restriction, basically. Or actually, you just have to be within 18 of this.
Okay, it's units, though. It's not... I was thinking it was models, and I was like, no. Please no. Okay, cool.
It's units.
Thank God.
So that's a powerful effect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It can run and charge. Yep. Unmodified save roll for an attack made with this melee weapons that targets its unit is a 6. It bounces it back. Casting value 7, range 18. Pick 1 enemy unit. That unit cannot issue or receive commands. 9 wounds, 4 save. 12 attacks at damage 2, basically. For 215 points. Alright, and it forces you to have a very major list building constraint. I think, right? 18 inches is a very big range. And you need to have equal demons and humans.
I mean, is that damage just good enough?
Without that +1 to hit and wound?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Just
maybe.
Man, if that's something you want to do with your army, that's such a powerful 18-inch aura +1 to hit and wound.
I mean, it is. Oh, no joke, it is. Like, so if you can make it happen, like, I think you tried to make it happen, but I don't. What I was saying is, I don't know if it's necessarily like a huge restriction on list building, right?
I guess if they kill 1 unit, it pops the whole thing off.
It does.
So I don't think you can rely on it no matter what, actually. So maybe you just ignore it, and then if it happens, sweet.
Well, it actually says wholly within, so you can move out of range and get it, or move like people in range to get it.
Oh, right? Wholly within's different. Yeah. Okay.
So you can just like nudge something out, nudge something in, and like do a little dance.
I thought it said within, and that made it super hard to do that. But if it's wholly within,
yeah.
Wow, that's the first time wholly within is a buff, huh?
Right.
That's crazy.
Who knew? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I think it's actually like not that hard to pull off because you also don't have to run it like with everything, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. The damage seems reasonable on it for 215. Run and charge, great. I like this.
Like a really good buff.
Yeah. Pretty good spell. Shuts off commands.
Yeah.
Great. Let's see if it's the best thing in this book, but I can see running this easily.
I feel like that also like really increases the damage of your
Keeper of Secrets.
Keeper of Secrets. Yeah,
I agree. That's a great.
And all you need to do is have 1 mortal.
Yeah.
Nearby. And what is it? It's a demon.
It's a demon mortal.
It is a demon mortal? Oh, I didn't see it.
Demon, that Slaanesh hero. Wizard.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
see mortal.
it's just a demon now. Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. So it would count itself.
Oh no, other friendly.
Oh, other. Okay.
Okay.
So it doesn't even matter.
Nope, doesn't matter.
Cool. Interesting. All right.
So you like only need to have like one unit of something else, and then
Yeah.
like your keeper, and you just go ham. And if you lose your keeper secrets, you're like, well, this is going badly.
Oh, and it's
anyway.
only melee weapons too. So I was like, oh, if this buffs archers, like we're in.
Oh damn.
But
yeah.
we don't want it to.
We don't.
Right? All right. This seems good.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's cool anyway.
All right. Let's see what's next. Contorted Epitome. This was always one of my favorite models. And I've always liked it.
That one is really cool. I agree.
Yeah. So, can cast 2. I think it's like 250 points around there. Contorted Epitome. 190. Okay, cool. 7 wounds, 5 up save. Okay, 12 move. Cool. Pretty good handful of attacks. 9 attacks. 3s, 4s, -1, 2. 2 attacks, 3s, 4s, -2, 2. Okay.
Yeah.
So reroll casting rolls for this unit. So it comes with its own Master of Magic, which is great.
Yep.
Enemy units.
There are a lot of wizards in this. Is that just me?
I think there always was, but yeah, there definitely was.
Well, I don't know much about it, to be honest. So
yeah,
this is like striking me as like there's a lot of these guys.
There's a lot of wizards. This is the first one that had like a casting buff.
Yeah.
So that gives it a value here. Let's see. Enemy units within 3 inches of this cannot issue or receive commands. In addition, enemy units within 3 inches of any friendly units with this ability cannot retreat.
Cannot issue or receive commands?
Or retreat. Yep.
Wow.
Okay.
And it's like got decent attacks. It's got
It's
a total
kill.
It's gonna fall apart if it gets attacked, but
yeah.
It has a ward 2+ against mortal wounds. That's interesting.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah.
What's its spell? Pick D3 different enemy units within range, invisible to caster. Add 1 to wound rolls for attacks that target those units. Okay. Yeah, I like that. It goes well with your triple all-out attack when you're in your pretenders.
Yeah.
Sick. I like this thing a lot at 190.
Add 1 to wound rolls for attacks that target those units. Oh, you can shoot with that and get that buff. There you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
This thing's great. Galatian Champion. Perfect.
Well, how much did you say it was again?
190.
It's very flimsy for 190. I'll throw that out there.
It's a double wizard, though, you know?
Oh, yeah. But, like...
with reroll casts. Yeah, it is flimsy, but...
yeah. I mean, yeah, it has plenty of benefits. It's just, something to keep in mind.
Yeah. That's true. He's not your depravity farmer.
No.
Yeah, actually, how good is enemies within 3 can't issue or receive?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, right?
So I guess it's a power pair. You put it with, like, an actual hammer, and it's just, like, roar attached to it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it does have fistful attack still. Like,
yep.
But, like, if they are able to just hit it, uninterrupted, unimpeded,
it's dead.
It's gonna fall apart.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just dead.
You're right.
That thing will not survive.
That's definitely very true.
So, just, you gotta be careful with it. And if you can make the most of it, it's gonna be really good, and if you leave it out there, it's dead. So,
Yeah, I think Electman has a point. This is just straight better than Selesky. In most situations, you don't have to do that weird dance. You just cast the spell.
Then which one's Selesky again?
The equal demons and mortals.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
All right, cool. And then the PDF shrunk again. So I too shall shrink this window. Why did it do that to me?
Dude, I don't know.
How could it do that to me?
Me?
Me. Oh, and here are the other chariots. I don't know why they weren't with the rest of them.
I mean, it's possible that they're in the correct order in the book and just not here.
That's true. Alright, so what does this chariot do, huh? So excessive blades is their special rule. You can finish a charge, pick one enemy unit within 1 inch, roll a number of dice equal to... Okay. For each roll greater than that enemy's save, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. Okay. So Ogre impacts based on their save.
Okay, so these are the ones that charge the heavy guys.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Excessive blades, and then acquiesces to that same spell, Bitter Frenzy. Roll a dice each time this unit receives a command, and on a 4-up, add 1 to the damage characteristic. The Flensing Whips. Okay. Cool. And then the Soul Gorger can hit both Exalted Chariots. Or hit 2 Exalted Chariots. Okay. So Exalted Chariot with... Okay, so 260 for the hero. And then regular Exalted Chariot is 180. But it gets +1 damage with the only 4 attack characteristic weapon, though. But that's damage 3.
Damage 3 is pretty good.
Yeah. And I guess all the heroes make their chariots battle line. Let me just double check that before I just put that onto the world.
If they're the general?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's true. Okay. I don't know which chariot's the best. But I'm sure that, like, they're different enough you pick your favorite.
Yep.
This seems great for punching through mortal wounds. It's probably this one, actually.
It does seem very good.
Yeah. A lot of attacks. Especially when you get that 24 or that 24 depravity, and they're doing mortal wounds on 6s. Okay. And then we got...
It seems pretty good.
Huh? Seems pretty good.
It seems pretty good. Yeah.
Demonettes, Vice Leader. Demonettes, they have the 5-up rally. Add 1 to run and charge. They can run and still charge. Move 6. 2 attacks. 3 spores, -1, 1. Reroll failed battle shock. How many points are you? If you're like anything more than 120, I don't want you. 125.
They're really testing you on that number.
Yeah. I feel like you just take these for battle line when you need them.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's probably just better battle line that you'd rather have. So you're probably actually just summoning these.
Yeah, probably.
And what does the Vice Leader do? Oh, man. Oh, fight in tandem with the Demonettes, 5-up ward, and the +1 to wound spell. And you're probably way cheaper than the Chariots. They all have the same spell. That's weird. Vice Leader. 140. I don't love these, but they seem okay.
Yeah. Like, probably not embarrassed to run them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything to say about these, though, you know?
Yeah,
they're probably what screen, right?
I can't imagine that they're balanced much differently than most other units of a similar cost.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Alright. I
feel like they've got at least that down for the most part.
Yeah. We're almost done with the demons.
Alright. Then we got... Oh.
So the fiends. 12-inch move, 4 wounds. Okay, that's cool. So a unit of 3 for 200. So 3 attacks, 3 threes, -1 D3. And then the Barbed Stinger is special. Oh, it's based on the wound characteristic of the thing they're fighting. 1 wound does 1 damage. 2 to 3 wounds does D3. 4 or more does D6. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Sure. Enemy wizards get -1 to cast if they're within 12 of this. Subtract 1 from hit and wound rolls for attacks made that target this unit. Yeah, so for 200 points, though, you're getting 10 attacks, 3s, -1 D3, and then 3 attacks, 3s, -2. Let's say Magical Christmas Land, you're fighting monsters, D6.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I don't like these. 200's a lot for that.
200 is a lot, yeah.
Yeah, they look cool. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But I'm not running these. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely feeling like the Nighthaunt book that we are talking about, right? Where it's like a lot of these units are just like pretty mediocre, except for the heroes are great and the allegiance abilities are great.
Yeah, but like how much more survivable are all of these things than we think they are, right?
Because of -1 to hit or attack rather.
Yeah.
And then -1
And
to
to
hit,
hit, right?
Yeah. There's quite a bit of that out there too.
I mean, isn't that the first one?
Oh yeah, list? 12 Depravity. Yep.
Yeah.
Potential 5 up board, army wide. Yeah.
Like, do you even like summon with this army, or do you just get those buffs? Like, it feels like you just get those buffs, and oh yeah, we talked about this, but
yeah.
And then you like summon at the end when you need to.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you almost want to say like you can kind of count on having at least the first level with the first turn or so. Especially with the whatchamacallit guy, the mask guy.
Yeah.
Like holy crap. Yeah, right?
He helps you get
Although I guess if you're going second, it's a lot more difficult with the mask.
Yeah.
Because he could just die.
That's true.
But then again, you could just put him farther. I don't know.
Yeah, but you also have a ton of like run and charge, move 14.
Yeah, exactly.
Charge bonuses. Yeah, like you have ways of just launching people into your enemy.
Yeah, you sure do.
Yeah. I don't know. And like these things can run and charge, and they roll 2d6 when they run and charge. So like you could just launch this instead.
Yeah.
To get your depravity. Yeah. Their damage is not great. If they killed a character, if they killed an enemy unit with a wounds characteristic 2 or less, you add 1 to their attacks for the rest of the battle. For their claws, at least. It's not bad.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sold on these either. Seekers. How many points are you, though? Why can't I ever find anything in these? 140 for 5. Okay. That's actually pretty bargain bin for that ability, I think. I'm back on board.
Huh.
What do you think?
I don't know. I think it's just so hard to judge any of these guys.
I'm getting there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not feeling very interesting show right now, but
I just it's just so hard with like when the allegiance abilities make such a difference and we like have no concept of like how easy is this thing to get, right?
I think what's gonna happen is like we can talk about all of these, and then we're just gonna find the most points efficient like battle line unit.
Right.
And then you pick the buffs that you want.
Yeah.
And like, we talked about the buffs. There's a lot of good stuff here.
But like I feel like you could play any of these models, and in like the right situation with like knowing how the depravity points play out, it's gonna be like you're gonna know when you can and like what you can do with them, and it's gonna be different than like most other models of a similar profile. But it's you're only gonna learn it by like playing it. And that gives you actually like a huge advantage because your opponent is most likely not going to be familiar with this army as you are. And like it's just so much harder than just like, you know, a normal stats profile to like judge how much can I actually do to this thing in the moment. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And like like picking your target is gonna be like really difficult to do as your opponent. So they're probably gonna mess up a fair amount until they're familiar with the army.
Yeah, and it just doesn't seem like any of these units do anything particularly, like, something that would change the game plan, right?
Sure.
Like, they don't have, like, a really cool command ability, or, like, a synergy with something.
Yep.
I'm hoping the mortals are a little different.
I bet they will be.
Let's go into the mortals now. I think
Yeah, that's good.
These are very, like, pure, pick your favorite chariot. There's going to be one.
Yeah. I'm going to step away for like 2 seconds while we're transitioning between these.
Yeah, that makes sense. Perfect. Yeah. The more I was reading the demons, like, I don't think we're getting much value just going over all of these. Because they just seem like summons or your screens right now. I'm very curious what they do with the Myrmidesh Painbringers. Yeah. I've always liked Glutose, too. I wonder if he's good right now. Maybe we can just read him right now. Alright, we should wait for Bill. Oh, what the hell is going on with the Grand Gourmand? Wow. Oh, he's got his own Tides of Death built in? That's so funny. Okay. Are any of these extra attacks? No. No. Okay. How many points are you? You're like 480, right?
All right, we're back.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good now.
Yeah. So Glutose, that was that super cool wizard on the chariot that's being pulled by like those ogre things. Remember him?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so he's the first mortal. He's 480. And I was chatting a little bit about him. He's got like a Tides of Death like ability tied to him.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
very weird, yeah. So, 480. He's a wizard with 2 spells. Mountain Crew. 5 up ward, 18 wounds, 3 up save. And it looks like ultimately like an okay for his points melee profile. Yeah. Let's see. Subtract 1 to hit him. That's fine. But then basically based on the battle round, he gets like a cumulative buff. Yeah, I guess it's more like the Blood Rights from Daughters of Cain, but let's see. Battle round 1. Add 1 to bravery for Slaanesh things within 12 inches. Fine. Battle round 2, this thing can run and charge. Battle round 3, mortals within 12 inches of him don't take battle shock. Round 4, you get to cast an extra spell with him. Extra cast Unbind to spell with him. And then turn 5, you get to reroll those. Turn 5 seems like a little late for the reroll buff, but...
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that feels kind of like a... It's not like... It doesn't feel like it's... I don't know, it doesn't feel super impactful. I'll just say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does.
Feels like a lot of text for, like, not a whole lot of actually doing.
I think the real thing here is, like, turn 3 stops battle shock.
Yeah. Which is good. I mean... But, like... Yeah. I don't know. But turning off battle shock is, like... It's such, like, a... like, hit or miss thing, right?
Yeah.
Right, because you have other ways to do it. And depending on the list you're running here, you might have just, like, infinite, command points to spend anyway. So there's, like, one subfaction you probably never care about it.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of times I feel like that you damaged but didn't kill 2 different units in a turn where this would help out is just, like, it feels low, right?
Yeah. And, like, the extra spell's probably just, like, Arcane Bolt.
And it's wholly within 12 inches of him, too, so it's like...
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like it's going to do a whole lot most of the time.
That's fair. I think the real reason why you bring him is he's a 2-cast wizard with 18 wounds, 3 up save, 5 up ward, -1 to hit.
Oh, sure. Yeah, there's a lot of other good things about him. I'm just saying, like, I think that's a lot of text.
For nothing.
Like,
really.
For almost nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Those abilities are a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gorge on Excess. At the start of your hero phase, you can pick 1 friendly Hedonite to Slaanesh mortal unit within 12 inches of this unit. If you do so until your next hero phase, each time that unit fights, after all of its attacks have been resolved, you can heal a number of wounds allocated to that unit equal to the number of wounds or mortal wounds caused by those attacks, up to a maximum of 6 wounds. So he can target himself with this, with that, like, anvil-y thing I mentioned, like how he's 18 wounds, 5 up ward, -1 to hit, 3 up save.
Yeah, like, he's very tanky.
And then he can heal 6 if he fights. Yeah. Okay.
That seems like he's an incredibly good anvil.
I agree. And a 2-cast wizard, like, don't forget that. What's his spell do? Casting value 7,
and, like,
range 18, pick 1 enemy within range, till your next hero phase, that have the move characteristic of that unit, and have run and charge rolls for that unit.
How much is this guy?
480.
Okay. He's a lot of points for a reason. Because I'm like, those crushing claws are really good, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, 15 potentially. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably not going
like
to get
9,
that. Oh, but
right?
I mean, it's -2.
Yeah.
Like, when you get about half of that on average.
Yep.
But you can make that more pretty easily.
Yeah, and it's synergized with some stuff that gives +1 attack, right?
Oh, he synergizes great with those things.
Yep. Because he's got a bunch
Isn't
of
there
profiles.
something that gives plus... What's the thing that gives +1 damage? There's something that does that too, right?
I think
he's got a ton of attacks.
Artifact bearer, though.
Oh, he can't be an artifact bearer.
Yeah,
Yes,
because he's a named character.
Yep.
My
Either way, though.
instinct is that, like, he's going to be good enough in most games.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's just a little too expensive.
He is a little expensive, yes.
For, like, super competitive tables.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that, though. Like, he could just be insanely difficult to kill. But,
He
like...
seems it, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there comes a point where something goes from, like, not there to, like, you build your whole list around him, and, like, how do you deal with this?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he should have been War Master. I agree with you, Lekman. I don't know, though. Like, maybe, like, 18 wounds is not that hard to deal with. I think it might be, though, because you can, like, Finest Hour him, right?
Well, I mean, also consider, like, he's getting all the buffs that everyone else is.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
I don't think there's any reason he doesn't.
Is he a monster? No. I don't see why he's not, though, right? He should have been a monster, right?
Probably.
Too much?
But is it almost a buff that he's not?
Oh, because of all the stuff that, like, targets monsters?
Yeah.
I just think this guy would have been sweet with Roar.
Well, that's true.
That's all I'm thinking. Oh, but you have, like, spells that shut off commands, too, already. So you don't really need it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's better that he's not.
I don't know. I think he might have enough life in him that he's worth running. Yeah. Is he enough of a force multiplier, though? Like, I guess that's another question.
Does he buff, really? Like, you...
Because, yeah, like, that whole thing that looks like buffs kind of isn't.
Yeah.
Right?
I think the round 3, like, stopping Bravery is where the meat of this is.
Yeah.
Run and Charge is pretty good with him. Add 1 to Bravery I don't care about, and then the casting buffs are way too late.
Yeah. I could see him being not enough damage.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe he's just your anvil, right? Like, but, like, are you spending that many points on an anvil? Like, that kind of sucks.
I mean, a lot of my armies I definitely spend, like, 360 on. 480 is a lot.
480 is a lot.
But if you count that as, like, your hero with its anvil.
Does that range attack do 6 damage? That's pretty silly. But it's got no rend. So that's like
12 inch range, 2s, no rend, 6 damage. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take him into consideration as we look at the rest of it.
Yeah. I think Lord of Hubris, this is the new hero that everyone's on about for good reason. 135. So the same fucking profile every hero has. 5 attacks, 3 threes, -1, 2.
Yep.
Guy has a 4 board. In the enemy charge phase, you can pick one enemy unit within... Or at the end of the enemy charge phase, you pick one enemy unit within 1 inch and say that the Lord of Hubris will give him Strike First. If you do so, the Strike First effect applies to that enemy unit in the following combat phase, but all that unit's attacks must target this unit.
So he just makes something hit him?
Yeah, he can just blink a combat, basically. Yeah, because you're like, oh, that massive hammer that's hitting my poor unit that I need, yeah, just hit the Lord of Hubris instead.
Yeah, please hit me. All right, cool.
Yeah. It's for 130, yep. And then, start of your combat phase, you pick one Myrmidesh Painbringer or Twin Soul, wholly within 12. And each time a unit or model in that unit is slain, it can fight immediately.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That seems
Death Frenzy effects
very powerful
super
ability.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like 130 for two very powerful things. And like, of
Right.
course, like I'm sure, like as soon as you use the make sure you fight the Lord, he's probably just dead.
Oh, he's dead. He's
Yeah,
so dead. Yeah.
even with the 4-up board, but he's got a 5-up save, so like,
That's right. He does have 4-up board.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be times
Oh.
where it doesn't kill him, and it's gonna be extremely frustrating. I bet.
Oh yeah, because it's like, I'm gonna do it again next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
But he's
almost like you
only
want to put
5
him in a
wounds.
situation where, on average, they're not going to kill him,
Yeah.
so that you can like double dip on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think even if you just trade him, like even if you read him as like a once per game you blank a combat,
Yeah.
he's super good.
Yeah.
You don't put any of your enhancements on him, in my opinion, because he's gonna die.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, I like the Death Frenzy too, in case you don't want him to die. Yeah, and save it for later. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Now,
great. Okay.
between this guy, so we saw the new models, right?
Yep.
Between this guy and the corn guy, how impressed were you with those scopes?
I really like the corn guy.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, it just reminds me of like a lot of like voodoo ritualist stuff.
Oh, I suppose,
And
yeah.
I always
They
found
have
that
been
kind of
going
stuff
a little bit more
fascinating.
for that recently. They have been going a little more for that look recently.
I like that look a lot for them, but it's
Yeah.
not for everyone. I get it.
I wonder if this guy will like kind of suffice for that, because it's like it is quite similar actually
I would,
in a lot of
yeah,
ways.
I would let you do that easily.
Hmm.
You're not impressed with the new one?
I wasn't feeling it actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I'm not feeling this one.
Yeah, I'm not feeling this one at all. This one kind of yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh hi, you're a dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he looks cooler in person. Maybe there are details. There always are, right?
Yeah. Wait, so what's saying? Can't you turn off the pile-in, though? Yeah, there's a spell that does that. Or use Phantasmagoria to completely prevent the unit he gives strike first to. Oh, yeah, actually, remember that spell? Phantasmagoria?
Oh,
That you
yeah.
can run away? So you can just, like...
Oh, they have to fight him, but they can't, so they can't do anything?
Yeah, they have to fight him, and then so he runs away. But my argument about Phantasmagoria is that you can just put it on any unit, and they'll just run away. And then
Well,
you're just doing what this guy
I think
does.
the point there is, right? Like, if they have to fight him and can't, then they blanks all the attacks, but you can have something else in combat
Yeah,
and to just kill the thing.
yeah, that's fair. And if they
Is that
stop
just like
it-
a really weird way? Is that like just an overly complicated way of like,
this thing can't
of,
fight?
like yeah. But I mean, this thing can't fight is actually like really good, right? Like,
Yeah,
if you could just cast a spell that says this thing can't fight, that thing's really silly, actually.
yeah, that's too good. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe, yeah, that could be a thing.
that's actually true. I didn't even think of that combo.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you're right, yeah. I mean, I guess even in the worst case scenario where that spell doesn't exist, he's still awesome, right?
Yeah, and so like with that potential of like just like, oops, you do nothing. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Like that seems actually really good.
That's something that, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it got, like, FAQ'd. To be like, if eligible to fight, they would fight.
Yeah,
instead.
right. Yeah, like if they can't physically do it, then
Yeah.
because that would be weird.
Because that does not seem like intent to me, but I guess until it last week, right?
Yeah, until it says otherwise,
Yeah.
it sounds like a thing to me. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, actually very interesting.
Yeah. Perfect. What else we got? Sigvald. As far as I could surmise, Sigvald's pretty much the same. How many points are you, buddy? 205. Yeah, so he has strike first when he charges. He ignores wards. He's got a 4-up ward. And he has a number of attacks equal to his charge roll or 5, whichever one was higher. And 2 ups, 3 ups, minus 2, 2. And if you get like a big charge roll, he has like a ton of attacks.
Yeah, I mean he seems sweet, honestly.
Yeah, like he didn't change. I don't think he needed to because he was awesome.
Yeah,
And like people were bringing him as allies just because like
apparently went from D3 to flat 2. I mean, good riddance, if you ask me.
oh,
Thank
that's
you.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is largely the same, but just cleaner.
Yeah, it's way cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't spike as hard, but you also can't just like randomly
Whiff.
get wrecked.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that way better.
Yep, I agree.
So can we talk about how Sigvald's like one of my favorite models until you turn him around?
And he has the assless chaps.
It's just like damn, you made such a good model, and just I hate that aesthetic so much. It's just like not for me at all.
It's
but like
funny.
the rest of the model is like so good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like I wonder if there's a way to like Kit Bash fix that for you.
I know, right? Yeah, Kit Bash some
Yeah.
goddamn pants on this man.
It's funny because there's definitely like a horny aesthetic that some people are super into.
Oh sure,
And
yeah,
some people,
yeah.
Like it makes them physically ill when it's
Yeah,
in their game.
like
you know?
I just don't care for it
Yeah.
at all. But I understand people do. It's totally fine.
Prude. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got me.
And then you're like, I don't like that about the model. And people are like, oh, but it makes sense in the lore. Like that's not what I was talking about though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Oh well, like that's a great piece though. The Sigvald for sure.
Yeah.
Lord of Pain. The same hero attacks. 4 up ward. Each time a wound or mortal wound caused by an attack made with melee weapons is negated by this ward. The attacking unit suffers 1 mortal wound. That's good.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep. And then add 1 to hit rolls and wound rolls for friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh mortal units, wholly within 12 inches of this unit while this is contesting an objective.
Wow.
Okay. Selesky seems cool until you realize that you just fucking have this other places. Oh, it only affects mortals though. But I feel like the mortals are going to be way better. So we'll see.
Dude,
135 though for this hero.
Like wow.
And I like the bounce back. Yeah. This rules.
Dude, sign me up. And like in this particular like meta too, like
yeah, where you want like the foot heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many points did you say?
135.
135.
Yep.
I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, the mortals are really cool in this book.
Yeah, they are.
The demons just feel like phoned in. All right, shards.
I guess they're phoned in. Yeah.
125. What do? 1 cast wizard. Actually, decent melee. Holy shit. Okay. If this unit successfully casts a spell that is not unbound until the starting next hero phase, it gains Shadow Cloak Claw weapon profile above, and can attack with that melee weapon. In addition, the unit has a 4 up ward until your next hero phase. Oh, so you have to cast a spell successfully in order for it to be good in combat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it. Well, yeah, and then it gets the normal profile, right?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, once per turn in your shooting phase, pick an enemy within 9 inches on a 4-up, subtract 1 from save rolls for attacks that target that enemy unit. And the same enemy unit cannot be affected. Okay. So, 9-inch, -1 save. So if you're planning on going into combat with something, you just run up to it. Okay. So you effectively have a bunch of rend. What's your spell do? Subtract 1 from the attack characteristics. Range of 12. Okay.
But that's one of the hard. That feels like one of the hard ones to use, right?
Yeah, because the range is so short.
Yeah, because the range is so low. So like, it's like good the second round of combat, but you can't like lead with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you get a double turn, of course. But like, that's not reliable.
Yeah. It's only 125 though, and it's a wizard, you know.
Right. Yeah, they all are.
Yeah.
Like literally every one of them.
A lot of the mortals aren't. You know?
That's fair. That's fair. I suppose this is one of the only ones so far.
This is the only mortal wizard other than Glutose.
I mean,
though.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them seem like usable. Like, I don't know exactly which ones you want, but I feel like that's a list building design.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9-inch range is a little short for that. Spell's super good. Again, I think you want a mirror in this army all the time.
Yeah, I think you do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, and the Blitzbarb archers are pretty much the same, except for I think they went from a 4-up, 4-up in their shooting to a 3-up, 4-up.
Oh, cool.
And I think
Was their range always 18?
Yes.
Okay.
And they're 150 for 11, but one of the guys doesn't shoot. And the guy, he adds one to wound rolls. Okay. Yeah, so it went from basically 4s, 3s to 3s, 3s.
Oh, yeah.
And it can run and shoot. Okay.
Can run and still shoot? Oh, wow. Okay.
I've always liked these things. 150 seems right for this.
Yeah, that does seem reasonable.
Yeah, it's not going to, like, break the bank or do anything insane.
Yeah, it seems fine.
Yeah. But, like, it's a battle line. Like, just default battle line.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah.
And, like, it's a good way of getting your early depravities, too. Oh, no, because that's only in the shooting phase. Or in the... Euphoric Killers is only in the combat. But this will help you, like, burn temptation dice early, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you failed to save. And it's like, oh, do you take D3 more or do you give me depravity?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yes, no, I think that's what these are absolutely good for.
Yeah.
It's like getting depravity points off of those.
Yeah, so I think you're running like 2 or 3 of these every army.
It's almost like, ooh, look, you failed 6 saves. All right, make 6 decisions for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to pick one unit. You can't do this one dice on the same unit each phase.
Oh, you can't do more than one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. Which I get, though.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely. It does make it less good. So now you need like a lot of sources of it.
Okay. Yeah. You need to have a very concise game plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Myrmidon Painbringers. I feel like they got to glow up.
I hope so.
So, 3 attacks, 3 saves, -1/1, 2 wounds each, 3-up save. I think they were 4-up before with a +1.
Yep. I think so.
Yeah.
Or they might have been 3-up all the time. I don't remember.
They were a 4-up before. And then they have +1 save while they're wholly within enemy territory or wholly within 12 in an objective you don't control.
Oh my god, so they're a 2-up they can be a 2-up?
They can be a 2-up.
Right now? Whoa.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to find
that's an animal.
They're 145 for 5. Lord of Pain or Hubris makes them battle line if they're your general. So they're not default battle line, which hurts a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Lord of Pain is good enough, right?
Do you want him to be your general?
But it's only if he's your general, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, I think realistically, you're bringing a unit of 10 because you're reinforcing them, and it's 290 for 20 wounds. That could potentially be a 2-up save. I like that, though.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with a bunch of sources with -1 attack.
So it almost feels like finding your battle line is a little difficult in this army.
Yeah. So what are our battle line options? Let's talk about that, too.
So Demonettes, obviously.
Demonettes, Blitzbarb Archers, and Seekers.
Yeah.
Battle line, you can make your Chariots battle line if you have the right general. Hellstriders with Claw Spears and Hellstriders with Hell Scourges if you have a mortal general. Lord of Hubris, Lord of Pain makes Twin Souls, Mirabadesh Painbringers, and Secret... No, just Mirabadesh Painbringers and Twin Souls battle line.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, battle line seems tricky, but I feel like Blitzbarb Archers are good enough for this army that it's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like you just have 145 unit tax with just those archers most of the time. That's interesting.
So you're probably fine. You might have to sacrifice something. You might have to give a tax.
Yeah.
But probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And I guess how do these compare to the Twin Souls, huh? Because the Twin Souls are a very similar point cost at 140.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was 140. Now I'm second guessing myself. Let's see. Their 4-up save, 2 wounds. They got 2 damage on their attacks. So it's 2s, 3s. 2 attacks, 3s, 4s, -1, 2 damage. So less attacks, more damage. Swingier, but ultimately more. Yeah, they're 140. Subtract 1 from attacks used while they're from enemies within 3 inches of them.
Okay.
And if they're in combat, they have a 5-up ward.
So they're probably just about as survivable and have roughly the same damage.
Yep.
They're very comparable, I
They're
think.
very comparable, yeah.
Yeah. But the Twin Souls give a debuff to a unit that more of your army can benefit from?
Yeah. I guess
Right?
there's the question, too, of like... So, the Keeper of Secrets, this thing, and then like whatever sub-faction you pick. That's 3 sources of -1 attack. Is that overkill? Does it actually do nothing?
Well, they're not necessarily all targeting the same thing, though, right?
That's fair, yeah.
So, like, I would say it does something.
Yeah.
I would say it brings. I would say it actually, like, because the second, I think the second point of -1 attack is huge. Like, the first one's really good, and the second one is huge because it brings like 3 attack guys down to 1.
Yeah.
Which is just an enormous drop in their damage.
Mm-hmm.
And even like the third, like if you're going up against something that does have 4 attacks, like holy crap, you just annihilated them. But maybe that's just not like enough of a thing.
Yeah.
I feel like 3 attacks on something is common enough that I
yeah.
think 2 is probably really good.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, I don't know. They seem so similar. It's almost like pick your preference.
Yeah, it is in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think that a lot of the times, like... Because I feel like a lot of the -1 attacks are like on a 2-up or like a spell. And like the Mirmanesh should just always work. Where these have like a fail window, albeit small.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They're like almost the same unit to me though, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
I guess these synergize better with +1 attack things too.
Oh, and the 6s for mortal wounds at 24 depravity. Interesting.
Yeah.
Do those is at 24 depravity? Does that are those mortals like equal to the damage characteristic, or is it like
just 1?
It's just is it 1 in addition or 1 in it ends?
1 in addition.
1 in addition.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. So the Painbringers are better there.
That's true.
And more likely to probably what? No, I think they're I think it's all comparable.
So are these just like a power
tough.
pair unit and Painbringers are independent actors?
Yeah, probably more so.
That's probably what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah. I like that.
I like that design too.
Yeah. And they move the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like the Painbringers can just go and like just take an objective, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's the case. And then the Twin Souls you're more likely to I think have as like a 5-man unit, right?
Yeah.
For their debuff. Yeah. That feels right to me.
Doesn't it feel like that all these mortal stuffs are super well thought out and the demons are just like, yeah, that's right. That's fine.
To some extent, yeah.
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 Like, oh, we'll do the basic math. What do the Hellstriders do? Let's see. The banner. Add 1 to run and charge. 5 up rally. Okay. If this unit is within 3 inches of an enemy unit at the start of the charge phase, add 1 to the attacks and damage characteristics of that unit's claw spheres in the following combat. So they get a bonus
these
for
weird
not charging.
things. Oh, that's weird.
Yep. Add 1 to the attacks and damage, the claw spheres. Okay. So 3 attacks, 3 4. So they're 5 models. And I think they were 150, and then the Scourges are 160.
Mm.
Yeah, what do the Scourges do that are different? Enemy models with wounds characteristic 1 or 2 cannot contest objectives while they're within 3 inches of any friendly units with this ability. Okay. So Hellstriders do damage, and the whips are like a control thing. And shut off objective stuff. That's interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. They have a roll then.
Yeah, which is always good.
Yeah.
It sucks when it's just like, look, slightly different weapon profile. It's like, I'll just pick the better one.
Yeah. The mortals are really cool. So that's like a great thing to just like the whips just like throw out, hit like some deck chair sitters, and even if you don't clear them, you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. How far do we got? 1, 2. Okay. We're almost there. My
All
voice
right.
is starting to give out, so I just want to wrap this up.
Oh yeah, don't blame me.
What do these guys do? 4 wounds. 4 wounds. Wow. Okay. So Slick Blade Seekers versus Bliss Barb Seekers. Slick Blades are 200. Bliss Barbs. Oh my god. Where are you? Or they're both 200 for 5. Okay. Both can run and charge. Oh, he can run and charge. Seekers can run and shoot. 3 attacks, 3 threes, minus 2, 1. Add 1 to the attacks if it's targeting wounds characteristic 3 or less. Oh, so they're like thralls on a mount. That's pretty cool. Yeah. That seems reasonable to me, actually. And Bliss Barbs?
I'm starting to lose track of these units.
Yeah, I'm getting there too, man.
Yeah, it gets tough towards the end with these.
Oh, and then the Bliss Barb Seekers, if they hit something, they subtract 1 from their save. So, like, with this, and then the Shardbringer, you can, like, put a bunch of rend on something effectively. That's interesting, actually.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like till the like after the attacks are made, they get -1 to save for additional attacks against them or something like that?
Yeah.
Or is
basically.
it just, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Missile weapons caused by this unit are allocated to an enemy unit. Subtract 1 from save rolls for attacks that target that unit until the end of that turn. So it affects other shooting weapons, too.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. These seem great. The other ones don't, to me. For like 200 points, for 15 attacks, potentially 20. Threes, minus 2, 1. That's okay, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Slongors, they're exactly the same as they were in the Beast of Chaos book.
Okay.
Yep. Dark Pageant, that's an Underworld's warband. I'm not reading the weapon profiles.
No.
4-up ward. Once per battle, they give something strike last. Are you a lot of points? Dread Pageant. Man, it's so hard to like find these in like the chart at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 145 for 4.
Meh.
Yep. Okay, so Wheels of Excruciation, Predatory Endless Spell. You pick a unit, roll 6 dice. Each thing under their save, they take a mortal wound. And 80 points. Range 12, move 8. That's probably a pass for me. That's okay damage. Mesmerizing Mirror, 60. Unit starts a normal move, run, or retreat within 12 inches of this endless spell. Unit suffers D3 mortal wounds unless it finishes that move closer to the endless spell. It was the start of the move. What? Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. So you put it down, and if things move away from it, they take D3 mortal wounds.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Is it good enough? I don't know.
Let's see.
How many points did you say? 60?
60? Yeah, and it has one other ability too. So
Okay,
movement
'cause that's
phase,
gonna be
roll
hard
6
pass for
dice
me.
for each unit within 6 inches. This endless spell. For each 6, that unit's commanding player must choose whether the unit's gazes in their mirror resist temptation. If they resist, they get D3 mortal wounds. They gaze, you get D3 depravity.
Okay, it's another source of depravity.
That's probably good enough, actually.
You think so for 60 points?
Yeah, because it's casting value 6, range 18. You just pop it in the middle, and they move. And if they move farther away from it at all, you hit them, and then it's just
Now, is it any model in the unit moves farther away?
If a unit starts within 12 and it finishes the move closer to this endless spell.
Unless it finishes it closer.
Oh, unless it finishes it closer. Okay, I'm starting to fade away, man.
Yeah, so you could move like one model closer to it and then the rest farther away.
Yeah.
And I think that ends up closer, right?
Yeah. I would be curious to try this one. It seems like it's a pretty good source of depravity. I think it's a take.
Yeah, because honestly, your depravity buffs are very good. You really want to generate those, I think. I think that's kind of what this book comes down to, right?
Getting your depravity?
It's getting up your depravity so that you can...
Yeah, this just seems like one more source of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
So yeah, maybe.
What's the Visage do? Roll 6 dice for the closest unit within 6. If one unit's equally close, you pick one. For each 4-up, they suffer 1 mortal wound. Oh, and it gives Strike Last. That's cool. For 60 points.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, and subtract 1 from Bravery. For enemies and Hedonites and Slaanesh get +1 Bravery within 12. That's probably good too. Just Strike Last.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking these. Yeah. They've been doing a really good job with endless spells. Like our early 3rd edition, we're like, these are terrible. What are you doing? You remember that?
Oh, I do.
Yeah, but like, I've been very impressed with endless spells so far.
They just need to make them worth the points, right?
Yeah.
There's definitely a power level, and they just never made them worth the points that you have to pay for them, and the difficulty of keeping them around.
Yep. That's somewhat reasonable.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then the terrain piece. We're almost there. Impassable, wholly within your territory. If you spend depravity points to summon a demon unit to the battlefield, you can set that demon wholly within 12 of this terrain feature, more than 9 from enemies, instead of wholly within a hero. That's good. Alright, and then you pick a Hedonites unit within 6, and you can make a sacrifice. If you do so, suffer 1 mortal wound and roll a dice. On a 2-up, add 1 to the wound rolls for attacks made by that hero until your next hero phase. The hero has an artifact. You can, instead of suffering 1 mortal wound, you can sacrifice the artifact. If they do so, that artifact of power can no longer be used, and you must roll a dice. And on a 2-up, add 1 to the wounds rolls for attacks made by that hero for the rest of the battle. Okay. So this is a little bit what we were talking about too, is you kind of want them to come into you. So, you just hang out within 6 until you're ready to hit. And then there's a bunch of once per game artifacts in this book, right? So you just blow the effect, and then you give it to the Feign, and then get +1 to wound for the rest of the game.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not game breaking or army defining.
No.
Like some of the other terrains are, but that's just a fun effect. And then it's just a zoning tool because it's a terrain piece.
Right.
I like that actually. I think it's pretty similar to what it used to be. But yeah, I like that one. All right, and then the points. Can take Leech, Nurgle, Slaves of Darkness as allies. Whew.
No corn boys though.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
So what are my thoughts on Glutose with all the mortal units in mind? I think with all the mortal synergies, Glutose can put in real work. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of sources of multiple rend. I'm just wondering if for 40 points you can just have 40 points of would you rather have the Keeper of Secrets or Shalaxi for that point cost, right?
Yeah.
And I'm suspecting that maybe you want Shalaxi. But he does do a lot too. Man, I don't know. That's something
I think it's a try and find out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's a try and find out for sure.
Yeah.
My suspect is that oh man, he might be better than regular Keeper of Secrets. I don't know though.
He seems he does. I don't know. He seems to be a very solo piece.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
I think he'll be impossible to kill.
Yeah, his name is absolutely impossible to move.
And you could just park his ass on a point and bully with him.
Yeah, just like the entire game. And like if your opponent focuses on him too much, they're just gonna get nowhere.
Yep.
Right?
And like there's value in that too.
There is. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like
and is that actually like
though? Yeah.
Is that like a good oh, that's probably actually here's the thing.
Yeah.
That's a good source of depravity points with your temptation dice.
Yeah.
Because like failed hits against him like don't mean nearly as much, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can be like, yeah, sure, you can have a 6 on that.
Oh, that's a great point, actually. Yeah.
Because they're probably like, well, the 6 doesn't actually mean much right here because I'm probably not going to do any damage with this, and now I have to,
yeah,
make the choice of taking mortal wounds, which sucks, or giving you depravity points.
Okay, so I think that's the crux of if he's good or not, right? If you find that you can just like dump your temptation dice into him,
yeah,
and then
once you do, right, like, and you get the depravity points, he starts doing mortal wounds too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I remember right, he has a fistful of attacks.
Yeah, and like I guess with like the couple ways to improve rend in this army that you have now, between the Bliss Barb and the Shard Speaker.
So like maybe that's the thing you try to do. You stick that guy in to start generating your depravity points.
Mm-hmm.
And then just kind of go from there. Get his buffs and then or get everyone their buffs really. Absolutely as fast as you can.
So you know how like Skagra, you read that guy and you're like, oh, he's obviously in like 70% of Gloomspite armies, right?
Oh yeah.
My summation is I feel like there's an army around him that's good.
Yes.
I don't think he makes the cut for everybody. I think he's very specialized.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And I think he's an excellent piece specialized.
Yeah. I think some people will absolutely want to bring him and have a great time with him.
Yeah. I feel like I'm very impressed with Shalaxi still.
Yep.
For 420 and like the durability of that and the potential damage. Yeah, and also like Shalaxi is much faster. Like Glutose only moves 8 and like the rest of this book moves like 14.
I know, right?
So he's kind of like dragging your army down a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like that's a great point too, because like he can just heal it off if you give him the 6 to wound and they take it and he takes damage. He's gonna heal it with his gluttonous ability. Yeah.
Yeah, and when they fail the saves for like the kind of mediocre attacks, you're like, yeah, go ahead.
Yep. I'm certain that he's gonna do something. But I don't think he's even close to every army, is my honest take.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, but he'll be good.
Well, okay, the interesting thing about saying not every army is that, like, once you kind of find a meta list, right?
Yeah.
He's either going to be, like, super good or not, probably.
Yeah.
Like, so much hinges on, like, a knife's edge in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and I just, like... Because, like, local metas are very different than global metas, too, right?
Oh, it's very true, yeah.
So I think that's the distinction there.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. It's weird, though.
Yeah, because it is different, very different than, say, like, Magic, where, like, everything really becomes homogenous. Because, like, people only have certain armies, right? And they're not going to just, like, go out and get a totally different one overnight.
Yep, exactly.
So,
and like I think you can see in the stats, like too, like I know like European Warhammer is very different than American Warhammer,
which is wild.
Yeah, I don't
even know how that happens,
details, but I remember hearing that a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I feel like he's good enough.
I think so,
but I don't know if he's my favorite thing in this army right now.
Yeah.
Overall, what do you think? First thoughts?
I actually would be very excited to try this book, honestly. Like,
yeah, this definitely really seems cool. Like a TTS book for me.
Yeah,
and then I'll get it.
And for me, maybe I'll get the printer going.
Yeah,
because I could get some sweet models for this. It actually like the just to plug one page rules a little bit again.
Yeah.
they call them lust demons, and they're like they have like a very Daughters of Cain-esque look to them in a lot of ways because they're like a lot of snakes and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they're actually really sweet. So like that could be something that I'd put together like a small list of or something just to try it out.
Yeah, I think that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think the temptation dice, like, I think the book's competitiveness crux on like how well that mechanic pans out. And I just think it's impossible to tell by just reading it.
Oh yeah. You gotta play that and figure out. Like you're gonna like have an oh my god moment like the first time you try something.
Yeah.
Or if someone's gonna do something and you're gonna be like, oh my god, I never thought of doing that.
Yep.
It that way, right? Like, 100% it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I would say he's pretty darn good. But
I think so.
There's a lot of stuff in this book that's like, I'd be so tempted to try. I think I like the Pretenders the most right now. I just think the triple issue commands and like the 2 extra commands for having your general. I just think there's so much fun stuff you can do with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's pretty crazy actually.
Yeah, this is like one of the hardest books to evaluate.
Mm-hmm.
From at least for me, like off the top. So I feel like a lot of them is like, oh, Beast of Chaos. Oh yeah, you want to pick something and you want to pull it towards you or away from you and you want to bully it, right?
Oh yeah.
And like this one, I don't know exactly what the play pattern is. So it's really hard to evaluate.
My guess is the play pattern is you play more conservatively until you generate enough depravity points. And in theory, that happens like around turn 3, probably, I would guess. And then at that point, you like kind of have your like big turn. Things die. And then like maybe turn 4, you like burn those points to like summon more stuff. And then you try to win the game from there. Feels like a build up to like a big turn. And oh my god. You build up to a big turn, and then you use your +1 attack, right?
Yep.
When you're getting all the mortal wounds, too, on everything. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think that's the play pattern.
Yeah, I think so, too. I feel like you need to get 1 unit in combat every turn.
Oh, absolutely you do.
Yeah. And so, like...
Yeah. But I think it's like, you have the first turn one, right?
Yeah.
The mask.
Yep.
And then you have a lot of really fast guys, so I feel like you can find a second one pretty easily.
Yeah, and you just like pick out low opportunity targets.
Exactly.
Like almost like Assassiny. That's gonna be fun.
Yep, and then you build up and you take like a huge turn where you're like, kaboom.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you burnt all that, you summon some more stuff and you go win the game.
Yeah, this seems very well thought out for the most part too.
Yeah, it's just a question of like, does it play like that? Because that's what it feels like it plays like, but does it actually?
Yeah.
And, like, does it have like, does that actually pan out in reality? And that's tough to know.
I'm fully willing to admit too that like there's a very good chance that when it gets played too, it's going to be very different.
Oh yeah.
You know,
probably. Yep.
Like I don't know. This one's hard for me.
It's like there's probably some like combo we're missing or something that's like, oh, that's the thing you do. Okay.
It's not hard for me because I feel like some books, like my eyes just glaze over. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like the Ogres, for example, was that one for me. Like we didn't even do a Gargant show. Like that's how uninterested we were.
yeah. We just were like, nah. We're
yeah.
Yeah.
Like shit came up then, but like, just this one was like fascinating to me.
Yeah.
I literally have no
really
idea.
Cool.
And like normally we'd be like, all right, where would we put this in the ranking? Like we think this would be like a B book. I generally have no idea.
Dude, I have no clue.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. This could be anywhere from A to F. I don't know.
Yep, that's how I feel.
Yep.
I'm very eager to see it being played. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully next week we'll have the Corn book to talk about.
I hope so, and man, I hope it's good.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because you've been struggling with that army, and you love it, but like
I do.
Hasn't treated you right.
Dude, I want those Bloodthirsters to be 400 points and worth it. That's what I'm looking for. Crossing my fingers.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. But for now, my voice is giving out. I'm tired.
Yep. Get out of here.
But thank you all for joining us.